One day in history, someone asked God, give me a home where the buffalo roam, and thus God made McAlester. And welcome to the 5A shootout here at Deak Field in McAlester, Oklahoma, the first game for the McAlester Buffaloes. We had Coweta defeat Noble earlier 5-4, Collinsville over Pryor, the game after that 10-8, and just recently we had Tahlequah take down the Lawton MacArthur Highlanders, and now it leads us to our fourth game of the day, running about an hour and 15 minutes behind. We have the McAlester Buffaloes and the Midwest City Bombers. Now, these two teams used to, again, share a district, so it's kind of a homecoming in a way for these two teams to be able to meet up once more. Midwest City in 5A3, McAlester in 5A4. This could even be a future regional matchup that we see between these two teams. So welcome to Deak Field. I'm your voice of the Buffaloes, Brandon Green, coming to you live on KNED 1150 AM, 98.3 FM, the KNED app, as well as video streaming on the McAlester Radio YouTube channel. So let's get right into it. Again, the festival today has been changed up a little bit, not for today, but for the entire weekend, as we were supposed to be having games on Saturday. Those have now been moved to Friday, split into two different sites. McAlester will now be playing two games tomorrow, 10 a.m. against Shawnee, and then they'll play at 4:45 against Carl Albert. So that is what's been changed up. That's what you need to know if you're a McAlester Buffalo fan. If you want to see the entire schedule and you want to see what's going on in Wilburton as well at the Eastern Oklahoma State College campus, you can go to our YouTube. Well, you can go to our Twitter page at Buff Sports Radio, or you can go to our Facebook page as well at facebook.com/McAlester Radio. So getting into our two teams here, starting off with the Midwest City Bombers, 10-12. Now, they were 10-5 on the year. They've lost 7 in a row, looking to get back on the right track. They're led by first-year head coach Landon Vodka, who was a 2-year assistant at Midwest City before taking over the head role. He was also an assistant coach at Rose State College. And we have some fun facts about him that we'll share later on in the broadcast as well, as he's tied to Major League Baseball royalty back from the 60s. So they have one common opponent with the McAlester Buffaloes. That's Norman North, in which they defeated Norman North 8-5. They are currently fourth in 5A3, losing to Coweta 7-4 and 5-4, who is currently in second place, right behind Bishop Kelly, who is in first place in 5A3, and has taken down the likes of Bixby and I believe Owasso as well. They're looking for their first state tournament since 2008. The last time they went to the state championship game was 1995, where they were runner-ups. They were 1988 5A state champions. Now, the McAlester Buffaloes 14-10 last year in the 5A shootout. They defeated Shawnee 20-6, but lost to Carl Albert 10-1. Their game on Saturday against Collinsville ended up being canceled due to the fact that McAlester would play Collinsville in the regional tournament just 2 weeks later. So the McAlester Buffaloes coming off of a split against the Claremore Zebras, and on Monday, you saw some of the best of what McAlester baseball can be, and on Tuesday, you saw some of the worst. And so they're trying to find a way to get back on the right track here today as they take on the Midwest City Bombers. Again, when it came to Monday's game, one walk, no errors. It was able to pile together 5 hits, and a small ball ended up leading to a run scored. McAlester on Tuesday just only was able to record 1 hit. They had 5 errors, 8 free passes given up, trying to change that around here on Thursday. And like I said, could be a future, this is what the 5A shootout has always been labeled as throughout its since its inception, is maybe a possible preview of the 5A state tournament. So McAllister's going to get to see some teams that should be making it to the 5A state tournament, including the Carl Albert Titans, who were last year's state champions. So we have the two head coaches meeting, Justin Mullins for McAlester and Landon Vodka for Midwest City. So let's look at our starting lineups, beginning with the Midwest City Bombers. Leading things off, the center fielder, number 2, Lincoln King in straightaway center. Batting second, the catcher, number 6, Terrence Rideau behind the plate. Batting third, the shortstop, number 14, James Washburn at short. Batting cleanup, the first baseman, number 9, Caden Fixico at first. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 12, Jesse Bain at the hot corner. Batting sixth, the right fielder, number 21, Brandon Dixon in right. Batting seventh, playing second base, number 4, Jeremiah Jackson at second. Batting eighth and pitching, number 25, Noah Polston on the mound. And batting ninth, rounding up the starting 9 for the Bombers, the left fielder, number 8, Mason Gamble in left. Now for the McAlester Buffaloes, 1 through 9, looks like this. Leading it off, the catcher, number 2, Jackson McKinney behind the plate. Batting second, the second baseman, number 1, Spencer Stinchcomb at second. Batting third, the shortstop, number 21, Denver Durant at short. Batting cleanup, the right fielder, number 11, Gunnar Hodgel in right field. Batting fifth, playing first base, number 14, Cole Labus at first. Batting sixth, playing left field, number 6, Blake Judkins in left. Batting seventh, playing the hot corner, number 12, Parker Dusenberry at third base. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, number 4, Gavin Brumley the DH for the pitcher, number 22, Lucas Johns on the mound. And rounding out the starting 9 for the Buffaloes, The center fielder, number 5, Jordan Clark. Clark in straightaway center. So our uniform matchup for today, it's the McAlester Buffaloes wearing their pinstripe uniforms. That's tops and bottoms with the black numerals on the front and back, and black McAlester Buffaloes across the chest. As for the Midwest City Bombers, they're gray on gray jerseys with the black numerals surrounded in gold. So it's a battle of black and golds here today. McAlester, I believe, has won 3 in a row against the Bombers, most recently coming last year in the Cleveland County Classic at the Noble Baseball Stadium. McAlester won that game 8-3. Buffaloes returned 3 starters from that game a year ago. The Midwest City Bombers returned 3 starters from that game a year ago, most notably graduating Brian Williams Jr., who is now playing at Dallas Baptist. So once again, let's look around the diamond as McAlester has taken the field as they're about to have their first pitch here today. It is Labus at first, Stinchcomb at second, Durant at short, Dusenberry at third. In the outfield, Judkins in left, Clark in center, Hodgel in right, and the battery for the Buffaloes, McKinney behind the plate, and Johns on the mound. Johns has posted a 2-2 record so far this season, 25 1/3 innings pitched, 2.49 ERA, 22 strikeouts to 25 walks, a stellar 191 batting average against the southpaw, and has thrown a first pitch for a strike 54% of the time. You might have heard Jackson McKinney behind no plate call for the balls to go back into the dugout. We're about to have first pitch. That's brought to you by Big V Feed Center in McAlester. See Big V Feed Center in McAlester, Hatco Farm and Ranch in Kiowa, and Shakota Wholesale Feed Company in Shakota for your spring feeding program needs. In the first of 3 games that the McAlester Buffaloes will play here in the 5A shootout, as they also prepare for their final district matchup of the season, and it's going to be a vital one, which would decide if McAlester finishes 3rd or 4th in the district next week, Monday and Tuesday against the Pryor Tigers. So there's the throw down from McKinney. Wind is howling here today. Gusts as high as 40 miles per hour, and you can see it if you're watching the video stream. It is shaking that camera out in center field. We'll build on that in a moment, but again, under sunny skies still, King looks to be ready, and Johns is ready. Here's a lefty v lefty matchup to get our game started. Here's the windup in the first pitch of the ball game. It's a fastball missing up and outside, ball 1. It's baseball time here in the Heartland. 6:08 first pitch time today. So Johns facing off against King. He's one of the returning starters from a year ago for the Bombers, as this one misses low and outside for ball 2. King batted out of the 5-hole, and he played right field in last year's game. King went 1 for 3 with an RBI single in his final at-bat. 2-0 pitch from Johns. Swings and misses for strike 1. Comes in with the heater, 2 balls, 1 strike from the sophomore Johns. Two-one pitch. Curveball got the very bottom outside corner, and the count goes now to 2-2 even here as Johns tries to start off a solid first batter. Lincoln King in the left-handed batter's box. The 2-2 pitch goes back to the off-speed, and it ends up plunking Lincoln King. So on the 2-2 pitch, it's a hit-by pitch to King, and the Bombers are on the base paths. Brings up the catcher, number 6, Terrence Rideau. Rideau is, again, the catcher today. He went 1 for 3 a year ago, batted out the cleanup spot, has moved up to the 2-hole in this game against the Buffaloes. Coming in on the infield turf is Parker Dusenberry. Decent lead at first base with the leadoff man there. First pitch fastball right at the letters for strike 1. Again, we mentioned Lucas John's batting average against him at 191. He has been very hard to hit in all of his appearances so far this season. He's pitched in 25 1/3. The only time he finds himself into problems is when he just gives up the free passes, like the hit-by pitch that we just saw. Runner takes off for second base. The next pitch plunks. Number 6, Rideau, right in the back. So back-to-back hit-by pitches brings up James Washburn with runners at first and second.
James Washburn.
Washburn, the shortstop. So all 3 of the returning starters for the Bombers are back-to-back-to-back in the lineup. Runners at first and second base. Nobody out. Buffalo's in an early jam here. Washburn batted out the 6-hole last year, went 0 for 3 as the first pitch misses down in the turf. Nice job by McKinney keeping the ball in front, and the runners stay where they're at, first and second base. Yeah, that wind is blowing, and it's been howling. I mean, the gusts have been as strong as they've been all day long. Old Glory is flying upwards, trying to come off the pole over in straightaway center field. Count is 1-0 to the 3-hole batter, Washburn. Johns looks at second base and delivers the 1-0. Fly ball, center field, it will carry. Still going back is Clark. Clark, with a small hop, makes the catch in center field for out number 1. And there's a big first out for the McAlester Buffaloes as that one kept carrying. Lincoln King decided to stay put at second base. Brings up the first baseman, number 9, Caden Fixico. So the rest of the Bomber lineup did not play in last year's game against McAlester, at least not in the starting 9. Buffaloes could use a double play ball here, playing in front of the runner at first base is Labus. Here's the first pitch to the lefty. Missing outside to Fixico for ball 1. The last win for the Bombers over the Buffaloes was in district play. That was back in 2023. It was part of a doubleheader at Midwest City. McAlester lost the first game, then proceeded to run rule the Bombers in the following game. 1-0. As there's an outside called strike 1. McKinney popped up, thought about the snap throw back over to first base. Now playing behind the runner, Labus, at first base. Count even at 1 ball, 1 strike. And yes, we do have Buffalo roll call. We want to go ahead and mention who's listening or watching here today. As here comes the 1-1 from Johns as he peeks over to second base a couple of times. Runners take off. The pitch is a fly ball to center field. Runners will have to retreat. Going back is Clark. Still going back. Leaps and makes the catch again, battling the wind. And runners have to get back over to the bag. That one kept carrying and carrying for Caden Fixico out to center field. That'll be out number 2. Apologies for those on the video stream. You didn't catch Clark's catch right there, but it's okay.
Jesse Bain.
That brings up the third baseman, number 12, Jesse Bain. But we have Brian Hodgel tuning in saying, at Mike Deak, let's go Buffaloes, get the W. Let us know where you're listening or watching from here today. 2 down, 2 on, runners at first and second, top of the first inning. First pitch to Bain is low and inside, ball 1. Bain out of the 5-hole. You can let us know on Twitter at Buff Sports Radio or Facebook at facebook.com/McAlester Radio. If you let us know on Facebook, just comment underneath our latest post. We'll try to get to you. Can't promise it. Twitter is the best way to go. Count 1-0. Johns lifts. The runner takes off. The pitch is scooped up out of the turf by McKinney, and the runners advance to second and third. Count goes to 2-0 now as we have 2 runners in scoring position for the Bombers. Jesse Bain trying to give Midwest City an early lead here. Speed on the base paths for the opposing black and gold. 2-0 pitch from Johns. Misses low and inside, ball 3. Pitch away from loading up the bases for Brandon Dixon. Now, a lot of these names sound familiar for Midwest City. They just weren't on the starting lineup a year ago. I remember Jesse Bain, and I remember a Brandon Dixon as well as McKinney goes to speak with Johns. By the way, across town over at Hook Yield Stadium, First National Field, McAlester Soccer in a district match with the Coweta Tigers. Girls currently losing, wasn't able to get a score there. I believe they're close to halftime. Last time I checked, 3-0 Coweta. 3-0 pitch. And back into the zone goes Johns. Right above the knees, strike 1, 2 balls, 1 strike. Trying to work all the way back here is Johns. Comes to a pause. Playing back is Duesenberry at third, the 3-1. Misses down in the turf, and the bases are loaded for the Bombers. All base runners for the Bombers here in the top of the first have been free passes. The 2 hit by pitches and the walk. Brings up Brandon Dixon.
Dixon to the plate.
Dixon's a right fielder, number 21. Rocking the low stirrups here today. He'll dig back in the right-handed batter's box. Johns tries to get himself out of an early jam. Still no score. Top of the first, 2 down, bases juiced. First pitch popped up. Wind's not strong enough to bring this one back in. And that'll go into the sea of concrete, a.k.a. the parking lot, for strike 1. So Dixon was first to pitch swinging. He gets behind in the count 0-1. Johns delivers the pitch. Fastball misses way high, ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike as Johns gets the signs from McKinney, takes a deep breath, and deals the 1-1 pitch. This one's fouled straight back. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Brandon Dixon. Leading things off for McAlester when they take the bat in the bottom of the first will be McKinney, Stinchcomb, and Durant. One ball, 2 strikes. Johns looking for his first strikeout out of the day. It'd be a good time to get it. 1-2 pitch. Goes behind the batter, actually clipped him. It's the 3rd hit by pitch of the inning by Lucas Johns. And it's an RBI hit by pitch on a 1-2 count. That's the 2nd time this inning that on a 2-strike pitch we've had a hit by pitch. And this is really what hurt McAlester. I mean, the biggest thing against them on Claremore on Tuesday in that 15-1 loss. Free passes did not help at all. But again, McAlester had 5 errors, leading to 7 of the 15 runs that were scored by Claremore. Only 7 of them were earned. Bases still loaded for Jeremiah Jackson. First pitch to Jackson. Inside fastball called strike 1 as Jackson kind of scooted it out of the way. Thing for Johns, he only hit 3 batters prior to this game in 25 and a third. He's hit 3 so far this inning. 0-1 from Johns. Misses low for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. All things considered, McAlester still just trying to get out of this situation with 1 run given up. Jackson, the 7-hole batter. Johns comes back set, the 1-1. Lays off the pitch a little bit. It is fouled off by Jackson. Going in with the off speed from Johns, and the count once again will go to 1 ball and 2 strikes. A lot of blue skies. Some high clouds up in the sky as well, with the wind blowing straight out to center field. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball missing high. Well high above eye level. Count goes to 2-2. We've already seen 1 home run, at least since I've been here, in the Tahlequah game. Tahlequah ended up getting a home run, greatly benefited by the wind. It went over the K&D banner in left center field. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Johns looking for the K against the righty Jackson. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Johns gets the K and leaves him loaded, but the hit by pitch RBI from Brandon Dixon has given the Bombers an early 1-0 lead. We head to the bottom of the first. You're listening to McAlester Baseball on KNED.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Since 1952, W.E. Alford Propane has been your source for propane and petroleum products, both residential and commercial. W.E. Alford Propane serves eastern and southeastern Oklahoma, with locations in the Eufaula area, McAlester, Shakota, Wilburton, Hartshorn, and Muskogee, just to name a few. If you need propane or petroleum products, there's only one number to call, 918-423-3121. Call today. W.E. Alford Propane, serving the area for 70 years.
Wow, Nissan has so many models to choose from.
This Pathfinder looks just right.
Wait a second, Maddie, isn't that a family car?
Absolutely.
What? I'm gonna be an aunt?
Come to Fenton Nissan and get a 2025 Pathfinder, and we'll throw in a Fenton family deal this season.
This deal applies even if you're an aunt, uncle, or just you.
And don't forget to tell them Maddie sent ya. Fenton Nissan is your best deal dealer. Shop us online now at fentonnissan.com.
Big John's Auto Repair is here to help. We'll fix it right. We offer diagnostics, AC servicing, and engine repair. We make car trouble vanish like magic. We can prevent breakdowns and keep your car moving with regular maintenance. Same great service and friendly faces. Stop in today for all your car repair needs. Big John's Auto Repair, located at 325 Northeast Electric in Krebs.
Buffalo, number 2.
Heading to the bottom of the first inning, the Midwest City Bombers were able to score 1 run in the top of the first on 4 free passes, 3 hit by pitches, and a walk. But Lucas Johns worked himself out of the jam with 2 flyouts to center and a strikeout swinging. McAlester trying to get that run back with Jackson McKinney leading things off. We'll look around the diamond for the Bombers in just a moment. But Noah Polston on the mound, righty for the Bombers against the righty McKinney. First pitch of the home half of the first is low for ball 1. Around the diamond, Fixico at first, Jackson at second, Washburn at short, Bain at third. In the outfield, Gamble in left, King in center, and Dixon in right. Here's the 1-0. That one's outside as well. That'll be ball 2. The battery for the Bombers, you have Lincoln King behind the plate. Take that back. That's not King. That's Rideau. Rideau behind the plate. King's in center field. And here's the 2-0 pitch. Chasing a low pitch for strike 1 is McKinney. That was going to be a low ball. But Rideau's behind the plate, and that's Noah Polston on the bump as Polston delivers the 2-1. That one's fouled back into the backstop for strike 2. Jackson McKinney, as a freshman, had a 22-game hit streak that was snapped on Tuesday. All great things, I guess, have to come to an end, even though McAlester fans didn't want to see it end. Still leading the team in batting average at .422 coming into the 5A shootout. And here's the 2-2 to the freshman. Swings it and misses for strike 3. Fooled McKinney on the curveball, well low and outside, and that will be out number 1. Brings up the second baseman, number 1, Spencer Stinchcomb. Stinchcomb in the Claremore series went 1 for 5 on the season, batting .338 with a .395 on-base percentage. One of the 3 starters to return from last year's game against the Bombers, in which McAlester won 8-3. As here's a ground ball to the left side on the backhand. The shortstop Washburn fires to first. Good stretch by Fixico at first base. Gets a quick out number 2, 6-3 ground out. To bring up the shortstop, number 21, Denver Durant. Durant has hits in 5 out of his last 6. He is batting .387 on the year. .474 on base percentage. And he's really got power to all parts of the field. So even though the wind's blowing out to left field, don't think that Durant can't go oppo taco here. Buffaloes are down 1-0 bottom of the first inning. Here's the pitch to the sophomore. Hard hit line drive, right center field. This is a gapper. This is extra bases for Denver Durant as it hops high off of the wall, and it'll be a stand-up double on the first pitch he sees for Denver Durant. The extra base hit number 11 on the season as he continues to rake here in his sophomore campaign. Brings up the right fielder, number 11, Gunnar Hodgel, with a chance to tie up the game here. Hodgel has only had 1 at-bat in his last 10 with runners in scoring that he has not had a hit. Buffaloes need him to come up huge here. Leads the team in batting average with runners in scoring at .533. First pitch to Hodgel. Just right at the knees. Bottom of the zone, strike 1 there from the righty, Polston. Not trying to jinx Hodgel at all right here because, again, it's tough to hit a baseball. But he has been consistently really good in these situations since his sophomore season when he first started for the McAlester Buffaloes. 0-1. This is low and outside as it skips into the catcher, Rideau. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down, runner at second base. That's the tying run here for Gunnar Hodgel, who's batting .413 overall in the year with a .578 on-base percentage. He was the leadoff man against the Bombers last year. He had a double in that game, going 1 for 5. Long pause, the 1-1. That bounces in, same location. 2 balls, 1 strike. Hodgel also has 13 RBI in the year. He does lead the team in home runs with 2 of them. In the Claremore series, he also had a double, so he's got 7 extra base hits. He's ahead in the count 2-1 with Durant 180 feet away. The pitch. That one back to the zone. Again, living on the edge. Has been Polston right where you want to be. Hasn't really thrown anything belt high or higher. Everything's been really at the knees. Nothing to drive for McAlester. And the count goes to even at 2-2. That's where Max Harmon really lived on Monday That's why Claremore had a hard time hitting him. Only 2 hits against the senior Harmon on Monday. I'll spin to see if Durant takes off for third. He does not. He retreats on a back pedal to the second base bag. And we're going to await the 2-2 pitch. In the Mike Deak shootout last week, Hodgel sent one off the scoreboard. They do something similar here. 2-2. And once again, low and outside. Count runs to full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. On deck is Cole Labus, who has thrived out of the 5-hole. We'll get to his stats when he does come up to the plate. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Midwest City leading 1-0, bottom of the first inning. And the 3-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Hodgel goes down on strikes. And that's 2 strikeouts in the bottom of the first for Noah Polston, who outside of the double by Denver Durant worked a pretty nice inning. We now head to the top of the second with Midwest City leading McAlester 1-0 here in the 5A shootout at Mike Deak Field on McAlester Radio.
McAlester 0.
So, checking accounts. There seems like a ton to choose from, right? I was looking for one that didn't charge monthly fees, with bounce protection, and had mobile banking. I found the Bank NA. The Bank NA has been voted #1 for 10 years in a row in the McAlester News Capital's Reader's Choice Awards. The bonus is that they're local, so the money stays in town. Call 918-423-2265 or go in to find what you need in checking options. The Bank NA. Strong, secure, and ready to loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
For more than 50 years, First Realty has helped the residents of McAlester and the surrounding area with their real estate needs. Whether residential or commercial, First Realty will guide you through the process of buying or selling your home or business. You can view our property inventory online at first-realty.net. We update our listings daily. And don't forget, if you're into pickleball, the Pickle Palace is open. If you have questions, give us a call at 918-423-3122.
We've played one here at the 5A shootout, the first game for the McAlester Buffaloes of 3 games that they'll play. 2 tomorrow. They have the early game at 10 a.m. and then 4:45. The McAlester Buffaloes trail the Midwest City Bombers 1-0 as we head to the top of the second inning. It'll be the 8-9-1 batters up for Midwest City. Noah Polston leading things off, trying to help out his own cause. The opposing pitcher taking on Lucas Johns, who is trying to work back from a little shaky first inning. And the first pitch close, but misses ball 1, at least from my vantage point. Again, if anyone is watching on the video stream, we do not have that view right behind home plate. It's a little bit tougher for us. So if I say inside or outside, I might miss on that because we're along the first base line. That's where the press box is located. So here's the 1-0 pitch from Johns. Ground ball left side to Denver Durant. Fields it cleanly. Fires across the diamond. Perfect strike to Cole Labus in time for out number 1. 6-3 ground out retires Noah Polston. And brings up the left fielder, 9-hole batter, number 8, Mason Gamble.
For the Bombers. 9-hole hitter, Mason Goodell.
So, over at third base with the 9-hole batter up, Dusenberry plays back. First pitch, high and outside, ball 1. Johns brings plenty of heat when his curveball's working. It's a pretty sharp curveball as well. He's had to work out the stretch a lot here so far, but only down 1-0. 1-0 pitch. This one's fouled off and out of play. Count now to even at 1 ball and 1 strike. I believe Johns went 6 out of the 7 innings against Eufaula last week, as that one just airmailed on Johns, went straight to the netting along the backstop. Counts now at 2-1. Ended up getting the save in that game against Eufaula was Jordan Clark. A 5-3 McAlester win. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes now from Johns to Mason Gamble. Looking for strikeout number 2 for Lucas Johns, a southpaw. Deals the 2-2, and it misses up and outside. Ball 3. And Johns has been missing. It's been high and outside. Still looking for the K. Here comes the full count pitch from Johns. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Got him with a heater. Sit him down, throw it around, 2 down here in the top of the second inning, brings us to the top of the order. So the strikeout from Gamble brings up Lincoln King, who was hit by a pitch to begin this game. If Johns gets into a rhythm, he's going to be hard to hit. So far, getting into an early rhythm here. Retired the last 3 in a row. First pitch to King, the lefty. And that ends up hitting King again. A hit by pitch to Lincoln King. And we mentioned it in the previous inning. He kind of put that elbow out there a little bit. That's still a hit by pitch, though. But Johns has hit more batters in this inning and 2/3 outing that he's had so far than he had the entire year heading up to this point. He had 3 coming into this game. He's had 4 today. King's been hit by a pitch twice. Brings up Terrence Rideau, who was hit by a pitch earlier. Here's a pickoff over to first base, not in time, as back in standing is King. Open stance here all the way back in the box for Rideau. Runner takes off, the throw over to first base, got to get rid of it quickly. Labus throws to second, it's high, and getting the stolen base at second base is King, going on first movement. King's just too fast there. It was a higher leg kick for the lefty, Johns, and that allowed King to swipe second base. Still awaiting the first pitch to Terrence Rideau. With the runner in scoring position to pitch. Pops this one up and out of play, strike 1. Oh, 1-1 to Rideau. Again, last year, out of the cleanup spot, went 1 for 3. Singled, struck out looking, and flew out to right. Spin, looking over to second base. Time was called before Johns fully made his rotation. The Bombers in that same district that could see McAlester go to one of their regionals. McAlester cannot finish first or second in District 5A4 now. More than likely, as here's the runner taking off for third. The pitch is high, and bobbling the transfer was McKinney. I think he might have had him, but he bobbled that transfer, and the count now moves to 1-1 on Rideau.
Third base on the play.
Buffaloes are scheduled to, are favored. I wouldn't say scheduled to do anything. They're favored to finish third or fourth. That's kind of up in the air. As Bishop Kelly right now the top team in 5A3. 1-1 pitch. Missing low and inside, ball 2. So another run 90 feet away for the Bombers. Rideau trying to drive him home with 2 down. 2-1 pitch from Johns. Line drive into the left field turf. The first hit of the day for the Midwest City Bombers extends their lead to 2-0 on a smoked line drive from Terrence Rideau. Brings up the shortstop, number 14, James Washburn. That's what the Bombers have been able to do so far, use these hit-by pitches to move around the base paths and eventually score. First pitch. Fastball inside corner, called strike 1. Looks like there's starting to be some movement in the McAlester dugout. They pick off to first base. Not much of a lead there for Rideau, but just trying to keep the runner honest. Let's see who's moving to the McAlester bullpen. Looks like it's Gavin Brumley. 0-1. Bounces low and outside, ball 1. That doesn't, I guess, necessarily mean that, well, I think that it would be Gavin Brumley coming in to pitch because looks like that's Mr. Cease that is making his way to the bullpen as well with a catcher's mask, which means that Brumley would be the one warming up, throwing from a mound. Pick off over to first again. Back in safely with standing up as Rideau. Sometimes you'll see people go warm up in the bullpen. They're just playing catch, just try to get warm if they come in to play a spot in the field. We saw Gavin Brumley, though, had a pretty good outing against Antlers. Runner takes off for second, pitches high. The throw down to second base is a little high, but come back down with the tag. Spencer Stinchcomb. Another caught stealing there for Jackson McKinney. Swiper, no swiping. That's the 12th caught stealing for McKinney this season. But the Midwest City Bombers on an RBI single from Terrence Rideau take a 2-0 lead to the home half of the second inning. You're listening to McAlester Baseball on KNED.
Ready for a home run in comfort? Freeze and Flare Heat and Air LLC is always ready to step up to the plate. Whether it's beating the summer heat or staying warm through the winter chill, they're your go-to team for fast, reliable HVAC service. From quick repairs to expert installations, they ensure your home stays comfortable year-round. Don't despair or let your comfort sit on the bench. Call Freeze and Flare Heat and Air and keep your home out of the trench. We're licensed, bonded, and insured. Mechanical license number 0014445. And with our convenient online booking, it's never been easier to get the comfort you deserve.
You know how long I've been waiting for this?
Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress is now having their Mega Tax Refund Sale. All in-stock furniture and mattresses drastically reduced. We're talking huge savings here. Get the new furniture that you have been waiting for. No credit needed or up to 18 months interest-free financing. Don't miss this tax refund mega sale. Free local delivery. Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress. 5 South 5th Street, McAlester. Go Buffs! Celebrating 10 years of excellence. JP All-American Outdoor Contracting and Construction is your trusted partner for expert tree removal, high-end fences, decks, and custom construction. Serving Oklahoma with quality, safety, and reliability, we're here to transform your property. From emergency tree services to dream builds, we do it all. Call today for a free consultation and experience the difference. 910-568-8770.
We played 1.5. The Bombers lead 2-0 over the McAlester Buffaloes with just one hit so far. And that was an RBI single from Terrence Rideau in the top of the second inning. That led to a 2-0 score. That's where we're at now. 5, 6, 7 hole batters up for the McAlester Buffaloes. Cole Labus, Blake Judkins, Parker Dusenberry. Labus will lead things off against the righty Noah Polson, who struck out 2 McAlester Buffaloes in the first. And he starts off the first pitch of the home half of the second with a curveball outside corner called strike. This was a slow roller left side. Coming in, charging, makes the play, throws to first, and beating it out. Infield single for They will throw to first base. Sliding back in safely is Labus. They'll throw again over to first base. That one hits off the first baseman. Now Labus will take off for second base. He'll get there without having to steal. as this was fouled. Hard hit line drive left field, hardly having to move, though, as the left fielder Gamble. And that'll be out number 2. Well struck by Dusenberry. Pitcher. I'll explain that if I get a chance to after this pitch. 1-2. Ground ball, right side, fielded by the second baseman. Jackson flips to first base in time for out number 3. So the Buffaloes once again leave a runner stranded in scoring position. They're down 2-0 as we head to the top of the 3rd inning. You're listening to McAlester Baseball here on KNED.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Since 1952, W.E. Alford Propane has been your source for propane and petroleum products, both residential and commercial. W.E. Alford Propane serves eastern and southeastern Oklahoma with locations in the Eufaula area, McAlester, Shakota, Wilburton, Hartshorn, and Muskogee, just to name a few. If you need propane or petroleum products, there's only one number to call, 918-423-3121. Call today. W.E. Alford Propane, serving the area for 70 years.
Wow, Nissan has so many models to choose from.
This Pathfinder looks just right.
Wait a second, Maddie, isn't that a family car?
Absolutely.
What? I'm gonna be an aunt?
Come to Fenton Nissan and get a 2025 Pathfinder, and we'll throw in a Fenton family deal this season.
This deal applies even if you're an aunt, uncle, or just you.
And don't forget to tell them Maddie sent ya. Fenton Nissan is your best deal dealer.
Welcome back to McAlester, Oklahoma. The McAlester Buffaloes are trailing the Midwest City Bombers 2-0 here, as it will be Lucas Johnson for his 3rd inning of work. Looks like it will be up to the plate for the Bombers, James Washburn, Caden Fixico, and Jesse Bain. Washburn was actually up at the plate before caught stealing into the inning as he takes a big hack at strike 1. And the count is 0-1 here early. Looks like we had the audio back on the video stream. Sorry, we had some technical difficulties in the last half inning, but looks like we're back good with the audio as here's the 0-1 pitch. Ground ball left side. Dusenberry fields it clean. No, he doesn't. He bobbles it. Still bobbling. Throws to first, and there's an E5. And Dusenberry very visibly upset with himself there. Just popped in and out of his glove again. Buffaloes give up a free runner here to James Washburn. That's their first error of the day. The third base spot was just a rough position for McAlester on Tuesday. No matter who was over at third, we had 3 different guys play third base. So here's a bunt that's bunted foul for strike 1. Buffaloes had 5 errors, and 4 of them came from the third base position on Tuesday. It's been a heavily trafficked area. Oh, 0-1 is the count for Caden Fixico, who flew out to center field and sent it pretty deep. Shows bump, pulls back. Next pitch misses up and inside, ducking for cover is Fixico for ball 1. Dusenberry over third base comes in on the infield turf. Bombers are leading the Buffaloes 2-0, and it's mainly been behind McAllister's mistakes, whether it be free passes with the hit by pitches, and right now with the error at first base. 1-1. Ground ball right side. Chance for a double play. Stinchcomb to second for 1. Over to first. Too fast. Fielder's choice would be a 4-6 fielder's choice for Caden Fixico. But the Buffaloes do get an out. Brings up Jesse Bain, who walked in his first plate appearance. Bombers have had 1 hit that brought in a run, and that's why they lead 2-0 in the top of the third with 1 out right now. Bain, the right-handed batter. Runner at first is Fixico, who beat out the throw. First pitch. Fastball outside corner called strike 1. There's still 1 more game tonight, not for McAlester, but there's still 1 more game tonight if you want to catch McAlester. Well, not McAlester baseball, obviously, but baseball in McAlester. Should be a pretty good game, too. 0-1. Runner takes off for second. The pitch is a line drive to center field, and only having to go 90 feet now as it went straight to Jordan Clark on a hop. Bain singles, puts runners at first and second with 1 down for Brandon Dixon, who had an RBI hit by pitch. But the game tonight is Claremore and Shawnee, if you want to catch that one. I was going to mention this maybe a couple of half innings ago, but things started to get a little bit busy. Tomorrow, instead of games on Saturday, we have 2 different sites tomorrow to get all of our games in. So here's the first pitch to the righty that gets behind McKinney. Runners advance to second and third on a low pitch that skipped into the catcher, McKinney. 1 ball, no strikes to Brandon Dixon. But tomorrow in McAlester, it's actually not Shawnee and McAlester anymore. That was the original schedule. I just now looked at it again. McAlester plays Lawton Mac tomorrow at 10 a.m. now. At 12:15, Lawton Mac stays on the field to play Collinsville. Then it's Tahlequah versus Carl Albert at 2:30, and then McAlester versus Carl Albert at 4:45. 1-0. Ground ball right side. Snagged by Stinchcomb. Comes home. Throw is up the third base line. Everyone's going to be safe. And even more so, there's a throw into the third base spot that goes past the third baseman Dusenberry, and a run will score. It was a fantastic snag by Spencer Stinchcomb. Runner was coming home. He stopped about 45 feet from home plate. McKinney fired back over to third from his knees after the throw went up the third base line, and his throw went into the outfield, so that's going to go down as an E2 here. And another run scored as now Midwest City leads 3-0, and it's ugly baseball for the Buffaloes again here. After a great stop by Stinchcomb at second. Brings up Jeremiah Jackson. He shows bunt. Runners at first and second, 1 down. Pulls back, first pitch, swings and misses for strike 1. Jackson swung and missed at strike 3 in his first at bat. He's out of the 7-hole. And the Bombers have scored 3 runs on 2 hits, 2 McAlester errors so far today, 4 hit by pitches, and a walk. Johns looks at second. Decently, they've been able to take third a few times today. The 0-1 misses high above about chin level. Count evens up, 1 ball, 1 strike. I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, the Bombers looking for their first win over the Buffalo since 2023. 1-1. Low outside, ball 2. And really, it's amazing when you look at McAllister's record when they started off the season 2-7, and then they went on to win a bunch of games in a row. Or a really good stretch, the 2-1, misses way outside ball 3. If you look at the splits there, just because it's nothing McAllister really did differently other than play good baseball. It's simple. It's not like they were just hitting the ball better. It came down to what they were doing on the mound and defensively. We'll elaborate after this pitch, the 3-1. Just missed the zone, ball 4. It looked like a pretty good pitch there from Johns, at least on my indication from the first base line, but that loads the bases with a walk to bring up Noah Polston, who has a chance to help out his own cause here. The opposing pitcher grounded out to short his first time up, has a chance to really give his team a lead. But when McAllister started off the season 2-7, they had way more walks than they had strikeouts. And then they went on to win, I believe it was 12 out of the next 14 games. And what changed is McAllister were keeping the walks at a minimum. Errors were staying way lower. They were playing good defense. Hitting stayed relatively the same. I mean, maybe they were getting a few more hits with runners and scoring, but not much changed at the plate. So here's the first pitch, ground ball up the middle, snagged by Stinchcomb over to second for 1, to first, in time for the double play. Smooth like butter. Spencer Stinchcomb flips with the glove, is able to get it to Durant. 4-6-3 double play. That was a beaut. Hang it up in a museum where it belongs. And McAllister only giving up 1 run in the top of the third. Could have been a whole lot worse. But the pair of Stinchcomb and Durant were able to turn it over to Levis to keep this game manageable. 3-0 as we head to the home half of the third. You're listening to McAllister Baseball on KNED.
Big John's Auto Repair is here to help. We'll fix it right. We offer diagnostics, AC servicing, and engine repair. We make car trouble vanish like magic. We can prevent breakdowns and keep your car moving with regular maintenance. Same great service and friendly faces. Stop in today for all your car repair needs. Big John's Auto Repair, located at 325 Northeast Electric in Krebs.
So, checking accounts. There seems like a ton to choose from, right? I was looking for one that didn't charge monthly fees, with bounce protection, and had mobile banking. I found the Bank NA. The Bank NA has been voted #1 for 10 years in a row in the McAllister News Capital's Reader's Choice Awards. The bonus is that they're local, so the money stays in town. Call 918-423-2265 or go in to find what you need in checking options. The Bank NA. Strong, secure, and ready to loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
For more than 50 years, First Realty has helped the residents of McAllister and the surrounding area with their real estate needs. Whether residential or commercial, First Realty will guide you through the process of buying or selling your home or business. You can view our property inventory online at first-realty.net. We update our listings daily. And don't forget, if you're into pickleball, the Pickle Palace is open. If you have questions, give us a call at 918-423-3122.
Spencer Stinchcomb has been showing off the glove over the past 4 or 5 games or so, and he did it again with a range over to his right, was able to grab it with his glove, flip with the glove, perfect strike to Durant. Durant threw it over to first accordingly to get the 4-6-3 double play, and McAllister just trails by 3. Like I said, it was set up for a big inning for the Midwest City Bombers, but the Buffaloes stopped that. They need to get on the board here. Again, they've actually had the same amount of hits as the Midwest City Bombers so far. Jordan Clark, 9-1-2, comes up to the plate. Clark, McKinney, Stinchcomb on the way. Jordan Clark on the season batting .205, .314 on base percentage. He's worked 7 walks this year, but in the zone pretty much all day today. It's way out in front of the pitch was Clark for strike 1 with the swing. He was expecting a first pitch fastball, and pulling the string on him was Noah Polston, who's in a zone right now, the 0-1. Talk about in the zone. There he goes again. Strike 2. The Buffaloes are going to win this game. They got to get the ball in the outfield. We've had a double by Durant and a single by Levis so far. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball misses upstairs for ball 1. Boy, it's made Polston hard to hit. He's been in the zone and low pitches as well, with a fastball at the bottom of the zone, changeup, curveball. He's been able to play small for strikes. 1-2. Pops it up in the infield, left side. Looks like the third baseman, Bain, is underneath it, battling the wind. Makes the catch for out number 1. Brings to the plate the catcher, number 2, Jackson McKinney.
Number 2 for the Buffaloes, leadoff hitter Jackson McKinney.
So McKinney, in that Claremore series, we mentioned he had that streak come to an end, but he did go 1 for 6. He ended up leading to the runs scored for the Buffs. His first pitch in there, curveball, strike one. Again, Polston has punched the clock, and he's getting to work right now. Count is 0-1. The windup in the 0-1 pitch. Some bounces in for ball one. Maybe it also kind of threw McKinney for a loop because a lot of the pitches that Polston's been throwing today have been on the outside corner, so it was a little bit of a surprise to go with the curveball that caught the inner half of the plate. Count even at 1-1. McKinney looking to be a one-out base runner. Playing even with the bag at third base is Bain. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Tries to rip at a 1-1 pitch. Comes up empty. Strike two with the swing. And Coach Mullins giving a bit of coaching advice there to Jackson McKinney. Tell him to wait on it and drive it back up. The 1-2 pitch. Curveball misses upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He's just been ahead of the curveball. Even Coach Homer in the third base coaching dugout. Saying be on time here. Count even at 2-2. And the pitch. And it plunks him. Hits him right on the 2. McKinney tosses the back over to his on-deck man. Spencer Stinchcomb will take his base on the hit-by pitch. For McKinney, that's his 4th hit-by pitch of the season. We've had a lot of hit-by pitches today. That's our 5th one. And we're having another McAlester Buffalo make their way to the bullpen. Looks like I see Jordan Clark and Wilson Alford both heading to the bullpen. No one with a catcher's mask, so we might be having a substitution between one of those two. Or maybe Alford's just trying to get warm because Clark is currently playing center field. Good lead at first base by McKinney. 1 down. Picks off over to first base. Sliding back in safely is McKinney. Stinchcomb grounded out to the shortstop, Washburn, back in his first at bat. By the way, that hit by pitch from Polston, his first free pass given up. No walks. First hit by pitch. And we have a balk here. A balk by Polston will put McKinney into scoring position, and for the 3rd consecutive inning, McAlester has a runner 180 feet away. Buffaloes, this is where they're looking to be better at. Again, they were 1 for 8 with runners in scoring against Claremore.
Count stands 0-0.
Stinchcomb batting .364 with runners in scoring position with 17 RBI. Looking for his first hit since Monday. And time is called by Stinchcomb. And also, the lights have popped on over here at Mike Deak Field. Baseball under the lights here in the 5A shootout at Mike Deak Field. Still waiting on the first pitch to Stinchcomb. First pitch. Misses low, ball 1 with the fastball. Playing in at first base is Fixico. I don't know if he's expecting a bunt here from Stinchcomb, but Stinchcomb didn't show it. Over at third base, Bain is playing a little bit further back, so not even with the bag, but about 2 or 3 feet behind that. Outfield is playing deep in left field with the wind blowing that way. 1-0 to Stinchcomb. Bounces in, ball 2. Nice pick from behind home plate by Rideau. We'll keep McKinney at second base. And Buffalo has not been able to reach third yet today. So wonder if McKinney's going to try to do it, but McAlester down by 3 maybe plays a little bit more conservatively. 2-0. Delayed strike call. The throw down to second base is grabbed by the second baseman, Jackson, as he had to cross the base path or cross the second base bag to do it. Pitch is a called strike to move the count to 2-1. That delayed strike call. Polston takes a couple of glances. The 2-1 pitch. Out in front and over the top. Big cut from Stinchcomb. The count goes to even at 2-2. Coach Mullins over at the third base coaching box telling him to keep your eyes on the ball. You're getting your head way out here. Keep it on the ball.
Strike out at the plate.
Count is even at 2-2. A long pause again by Polston. Kicks and delivers the pitch. Chops at one, left side, high hopper, grabbed by Bain, looks back the runner, fires to first in time for out number 2, and advancing over to third on the throw is Jackson McKinney. So it's a 5-3 ground out here. To bring up Denver Durant. Durant doubled in the right center gap for his 11th extra base hit back in his first at bat. Buffaloes are attempting to get on the board here. Wind has shifted more from blowing out to center field and to left center field to more towards the foul pole. And then as I say that, it goes and shifts right back to center field. 2 down, runner at third. Buffaloes down 3-0. Bottom of the third. First pitch is a fly ball down the left field line. This one will slice foul. It will stay in the yard. That'll be strike 1. Durant has 18 RBI in the year. That is good for, looks like second on the team behind Cole Labus. Here's the 0-1 from Polston. This was off the top of the bat. Rolls towards the Midwest City dugout along the first base line. And the count is now 0-2. McAlester playing in their 25th game of the year for the Bombers and their 23rd. Bombers are looking for their first win in a little while. They had not won since they were 10-5 on the year. They've lost 7 in a row. Already up 3-0 on the Buffaloes right now with an 0-2 count with 2 down with a runner at third. The pitch. Line drive down the right field line. It will slice foul. Missed it by about a good 5 to 6 feet. And Durant looks to keep on battling here. Count still at 0-2 on Denver Durant. Trying to continue being a tough 2-strike batter. All the way back in the box, Polston looking to get the K here. Leave the runner stranded the pitch. Off the top of the bat, that one is sailed. That one might have landed into the street. He was way out in front. And Austin, our camera operator today, working on all things video stream, said, "R.I.P. my car." There's a big gust of wind that gets to the back of Denver Durant. Count still 0-2. Polston fires again. And he lines this one deep right center field, going after it, and no one's going to get to it. It's another high hopper off the wall. McAllister's on the board. It's an RBI double standing up for Denver Durant. Almost to the exact same location that he hit at the top of the wall back in his first at bat. And it's back-to-back doubles for Durant, and McAllister is on the board here in the bottom of the third inning. 3-1 our score, and Gunnar Hodgel looking to keep things rolling. I'm telling you, Denver Durant might be the best 2-strike hitter that I've been able to see for more than a couple of games this season. He gets into a lot of 0-2 counts, but you can't get him out after that. Buffalo's looking to keep it rolling. First pitch to Hodgel. He fouls this one over, and that was weirdly hit off the bat and went foul next to the Hughes Fieldhouse along the left field line. That's strike 1. So it's now a 3-1 game. Buffaloes have 3 hits to the Bombers 2. Wind has died down for a second, but we're just waiting on the next gust. Sun's starting to get into the eyes of the right side of the infield and outfield. I see the right fielder Dixon right now kind of trying to shade his eyes. And when a runner gets to second base for McAllister, the pitcher, Polston, he's getting signs for what they want to throw directly from the dugout. I'll tell you why in a second. Here's the 0-1 from Hodgel. Or to Hodgel. That one misses low and outside, ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Because over at second base, you might be able to get to see the signs because you just have a pretty good view of the catcher. So in order to bypass that, the coach from the dugout can say, okay, this is what you're going to throw. Because there is a way for the runner at second base to be able to relay and give signs over to your batter. You're able to see the signs. Here's the 1-1. And it hits Gunnar Hodgel right between the sticks. Whereas number 11 on his back went right in between that 1 and 1. And that is our 6th hit by pitch of the game. 4 from McAllister, 2 by Noah Polston, 2 from Polston here in this inning. Brings up Cole Labus, and we're going to be having a mound visit. We'll take at least a 30-second break. McAllister's trailing Midwest City 3-1, but the tying run is on the base paths. You're listening to McAlester Baseball here on KNED.
Ready for a home run in comfort? Freeze and Flare Heat and Air LLC is always ready to step up to the plate. Whether it's beating the summer heat or staying warm through the winter chill, they're your go-to team for fast, reliable HVAC service. From quick repairs to expert installations, they ensure your home stays comfortable year-round. Don't despair or let your comfort sit on the bench. Call Freeze and Flare Heat and Air and keep your home out of the trench. We're licensed, bonded, and insured. Mechanical license number 001444485. And with our convenient online booking, it's never been easier to get the comfort you deserve.
You know how long I've been waiting for this?
Taney Hill Furniture and Mattress is now having their mega tax refund.
We're back to play. Cole Labus with runners at first and second. Buffalo's trailing 3-1. Home half of the third with 2 down. First pitch to Labus. Bounces down in the turf. And it'll keep the count at now 1-0. Labus had an infield single earlier. Looking to drive one here. One ball, no strikes, 2 down. An RBI double gave McAllister a run here so far. Looking for another one of those bad boys. Here's the 1-0 now to Labus. Runs up and in. Getting out of the way as Labus. Count goes to 2-0. Really the first time that we've seen Polston get out of a rhythm. And he had no free passes coming into this inning. He's hit 2 batters. Polston fires. And misses the zone, ball 3. He has not walked anybody, but he's in danger of that now. 3 balls, no strikes to Cole Labus. On deck is Blake Judkins, who struck out looking. Back in his first at bat. I believe that was back in the second inning, I would want to say. 3-0. And back to the zone. It's a 3-0 fastball that gets in the strike zone for strike 1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Still a hitter's count for Labus, looking for one he can drive. Polston comes to a pause, kicks and fires. This pitch is driven high up into the air. Having to battle the wind and the sky as King gets underneath it and makes the catch for out number 3. Battling that sun and the wind, he's able to make the catch. And the Buffaloes leave runner stranded at first and second, but an RBI double that was smoked by Denver Durant has put the Buffaloes on the board. They trail 3-1 as we play 3 full. You're listening to McAlester Baseball on KNED.
You know how long I've been waiting for this?
Taney Hill Furniture and Mattress is now having their mega tax refund sale. All in-stock furniture and mattresses drastically reduced. We're talking huge savings here. Get the new furniture that you have been waiting for. No credit needed or up to 18 months interest-free financing. Don't miss this tax refund mega sale. Free local delivery. Taney Hill Furniture and Mattress. 5 South 5th Street, McAlester. Go Buffs! Celebrating 10 years of excellence. JP All-American Outdoor Contracting and Construction is your trusted partner for expert tree removal, high-end fences, decks, and custom construction. Serving Oklahoma with quality, safety, and reliability. We're here to transform your property. From emergency tree services to dream builds, we do it all. Call today for a free consultation and experience the difference. 910-568-8770.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Now for the Buffaloes, number 4.
We have a call to the bullpen here. This pitching change brought to you by Barlow Built Performance and Automotive, your full-service automotive and transmission repair shop, 2201 North Main Street, McAlester. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 918-318-0323. So our first pitching change of the game is now Gavin Brumley coming to the mound. Brumley, this will be his second appearance of the season, both in relief and both around the 4th inning, if I'm not mistaken. As we start at the top of the 4th, McAlester is trailing 3-1. It's a straight switch. Gavin Brumley was the DH today. He's still batting out of the 8-hole, but he's now just going to be taking the field in his spot He trades out with Lucas Johns. Everyone else in the outfield remains the same. So Brumley in his first outing against Antlers in a 15-9 win for McAlester came in when the game was, I believe, 9-8. Might be wrong there. But he went 4 2/3 innings pitched. 4 hits given up against him. As here's the first pitch from his day that misses high for ball 1. He gave up 1 run. That was earned. 1 walk, 5 Ks against the Bearcats on that Saturday game in the Mike Deak shootout. Mason Gamble at the plate. The second pitch is in there for strike 1. Count even up. 1 ball, 1 strike on Gamble, who struck out swinging. So it's 9-1-2 batters up for the Bombers. Here's the righty Brumley dealing. Curveball, swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Gamble. I was looking at my prep here, and for Midwest City, I mentioned they've lost 7 in a row. They're looking for their first win in the month of April. Brumley looking for his first strikeout. Pitch. Outside corner, froze him with the fastball. First strike 3. Backwards K, sit him down, throw it around. 1 down here in the top of the 4th inning. That's a great way to be able to begin your outing. Gavin Brumley brings up the top of the order Lincoln King, who's been hit by a pitch twice today. We've had a combined 6 of those things. 4 from McAlester and 2 by the Bombers. So Brumley, nice start to his outing. Here's the windup in the first pitch with 1 down and nobody on in the 4th. And it's a nice spot, just missed, ball 1. The last win for the Bombers was against Edison Prep in district play on March the 31st. It was a 13-7 win. They have had a pretty tough schedule, too. We'll talk about it. Here's the 1-0 from Brumley. This one's popped up and out of play. Moves the count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. They played Collinsville. Lost 10-3 and 15-3. Played El Reno in the Bill Tipton Classic, which is a pretty tough festival that they have there. El Reno beat them, and so did Dale. Ponca City beat them as well. In their most recent series, they played Coweta. That was Monday and Tuesday. Played the second best team right now in 5A3, pretty close as that curveball misses. Count now goes to 2-1. It's a 5-4 loss to the Tigers on Monday and a 7-4 loss on Tuesday. But they're led by head coach Landon Vodka in his first season as the 2-1 pitch is a line drive up the middle, and it's a 1-out single for the Bombers from Landon King. Brings up Terrence Rideau, who is 1 for 1 with a hit by pitch and an RBI single. But looking at Coach Vodka, again, first year head coach, second year assistant. He was a 2-year assistant over at Midwest City. Before that, he coached as an assistant at Rose State College. And the hint that I had to MLB royalty, this is pretty cool. I was able to do some digging, and Coach Vodka, he is a relative to a World Series MVP. As runner takes off for second, pitch is a little high. Throw down 2, second is in time. He got another one. Nice strike from Jackson McKinney. That's his second caught stealing of the day, and up to his 13th on the season. For out number 2. McKinney just continues to just gun down runners. Count is 1-0, and that was a tailor-made pitch for McKinney to be able to get down King. 1-0, and now nobody on. Curveball misses high, ball 2. But he's the cousin to Ralph Terry. And Ralph Terry, if you don't know who he is, he was the MVP of the 1962 World Series for the New York Yankees. The more you know. 2-0 pitch. Bounces in, and the count quickly goes to 3-0. You're on Terrence Rideau. James Washburn is on deck. He's flown out to deep center field and reached on an E5. (3-0). And missing 4-pitch walk to Terrence Rideau. And the Bombers are back on the base paths.
Batting now, James Washburn.
So Washburn out of the 3-hole. Washburn was the shortstop for the Bombers last year as well. Batted out the 6th spot. Looking for his first hit against McAlester in at least the last couple of years. All the way back in the box, open stands, first pitch. Outside fastball called, strike 1. And time is called at home plate, so that McKinney can switch out of the baseballs. I'd like to thank our sponsors here today, Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford, WE Offered Propane, Fenton Nissan in McAlester, Big John's Auto Repair, The Bank and A, First Realty, Freeze and Flare Heat and Air, Tandy Hill Furniture and Mattress, and JP All-American Outdoor Contracting, LLC. Bromley comes back ready, the 0-1. Hard hit, ground ball straight to the shortstop Durant, bobbles it, flips it now quickly after he gathered it and threw it away from Stinchcomb. McAlester should have gotten out of the inning there. It's another error. It's a third one of the game. And the error bug has really hurt McAlester over the past 7 days, with the exception of the game on Monday against Claremore. But one thing that I thought was really cool there is sometimes it's the errors, especially the ones that can get you out of innings, that really bothers pitchers. But it was Brumley that looked over at Durant and says, we're good. We'll go get the next guy. Looks over to Durant and says, so now we might need you for the next one. So Brumley looks calm, cool, and collected right now, which is always what you want to see out of your pitchers. Runners at the corners now, 2 down. Top of the 4th inning, McAlester trailing 3-1. They worked really hard to get their first run here earlier, so you don't want to give that run right back. Caden Fixico has flown out to center field and reached on a 4-6 fielder's choice. Brumley takes a peek and delivers. First pitch popped up, and wind won't bring that back in. Strike 1. Like I said, that's pretty cool to see that from Brumley. I know that it doesn't seem like much, but for someone to have that much confidence to be able to say, we'll go at the next guy. We'll pick you back up. In only his 2nd appearance of the season. Went right back to pounding the zone. At the 31 move, no one's moving anywhere. First and third for the Bombers for Caden Fixico. 0-1 pitch. Tried showing bunt and does bunt, but it's bunted foul for strike 2. But with 2 down, went for the bunt there. And that's when you know you have a little bit of speed too, because you're bunting for a hit. Out of the cleanup spot. Count goes to 0-2. So can Brumley work out of this jam here? Righty on lefty matchup. Fixico is the left-handed batter with that slightly open stance all the way back in the box. Brumley likes the sign that he sees from McKinney. Runner takes off early. Stepping off, throwing over to second base. It's low. Runner will come home and score. Buffaloes are trying to get out of the out, and they do get it for out number 3, but the run does score. They get the run right back. That was designed. I was looking over at the third base coach, Landon Vodka, and he says, go, leave early. That's a design play to get picked off like that so you can score the run from third base, especially when you get into an 0-2 count like that, and you may risk that. The Bombers get that run by design. So it's now 4-1 as we head to the home half of the 4th inning. The McAlester Buffaloes have seen the Bombers score in every inning so far, 1 in each inning. We played half a 7-inning game, 4-1. The Bombers lead the Buffs here on KNED.
Since 1952, WE Offered Propane has been your source for propane and petroleum products, both residential and commercial. WE Offered Propane serves eastern and southeastern Oklahoma, with locations in the Eufaula area, McAlester, Shakota, Wilburton, Hartshorn, and Muskogee, just to name a few. If you need propane or petroleum products, there's only one number to call, 918-423-3121. Call today. WE Offered Propane, serving the area for 70 years.
Wow, Nissan has so many models to choose from.
This Pathfinder looks just right.
Wait a second, Maddie, isn't that a family car?
Absolutely.
What? I'm gonna be an aunt?
Come to Fenton Nissan and get a 2025 Pathfinder, and we'll throw in a Fenton family deal this season.
This deal applies even if you're an aunt, uncle, or just you.
And don't forget to tell them Maddie sent ya. Fenton Nissan is your best deal dealer. Shop us online now at fentonnissan.com.
Big John's Auto Repair is here to help. We'll fix it right. We offer diagnostics, AC servicing, and engine repair. We make car trouble vanish like magic. We can prevent breakdowns and keep your car moving with regular maintenance. Same great service and friendly faces. Stop in today for all your car repair needs. Big John's Auto Repair, located at 325 Northeast Electric in Krebs.
We head to the bottom of the fourth inning. A run manufactured by the Midwest City Bombers in the top of the fourth inning gets that run back to the Buffaloes, worth 3 innings to try to get. It's now 4-1. First pitch to Blake Judkins. Hits him in the helmet. And the thing is, he just threw his bat and said, okay. Again, that's the beauty of playing baseball in the 21st century. If it was played 100 years ago, that's a concussion for Blake Judkins. Instead, it's a hit by pitch. Our 7th combined hit by pitch of the game. Brings up Parker Dusenberry, who lined out to left field. He smoked one, but straight to Gamble. And that is how we start the bottom of the fourth. 4-1 again. The Buffaloes are trailing the Midwest City Bombers. Leadoff base runner on the first pitch. Here's the next one. Bounces into the catcher, Rideau, and I can't say enough good things about Rideau so far. He has been a wall. McAlester hasn't been able to really move up 90 feet at all on low pitches because Rideau has been that safety net for the pitcher Noah Polston to throw as low as he wants. 1-0 pitch. Hard hit ground ball left side. Past the third baseman, off the glove, and it scoots to the shallow left field area. Grounding second, trying to take third as Judkins. He will do so. And we'll see what that's officially ruled down as. It was a diving attempt from Bain. I would give that a hit. And that will send Gavin Brumley to the plate with runners at the corners and nobody out. He represents the tying run now. And with the wind blowing out to left center field, a one well-struck ball. And this is a whole new ball game. I'd call that a single. Again, that was a diving attempt from Bain. And now Brumley, all of a sudden, the pitcher trying to help out his own cause here. Polston comes set. And the pitch. Pops this one up. Wynn might try to bring it back in. No, too far out. Foul ball for strike one. Now the question is, do you want to keep Dusenberry at first base? Do you risk him going over to second? And Coach Dusenberry asked Coach Meadows. He might be taken off here. Here's the 0-1, not this pitch. Here's the chopper left side. It's shallow enough to be able to score a run. They'll throw across the diamond. Bain does get Gavin Brumley out at first base, but that's an RBI ground out for Gavin Brumley. 5-3 RBI ground out. And McAlester gets that run back here in the bottom of the fourth inning. It's now 4-2. Advancing over to second base is Dusenberry. Again, that was just a high enough hop to scoot Bain back to where he had no play at the plate. It was a nice read by Blake Judkins at third base to go as soon as he saw that hop. Still a runner in score position coming all the way in over first base is first baseman Fixico. Jordan Clark now in the box. First pitch to him. This is eye level, ball one. So 4-2 Midwest City on top of McAlester. Bottom of the fourth inning with one down, one runner on. And Dusenberry 180 feet away from the plate. 1-0. Misses for ball two. Second time through the order has been a little bit tougher for Noah Polston. The first time through, he did give up 2 hits, but he struck out 3. And no free passes. He hasn't struck out anybody so far. The second time through the lineup has hit 2 batters and given up 2 hits. As here's a high fly ball carrying to deep left field. Still going back now underneath it and making the catch. Dusenberry will tag her from second. He's got to get on his horse to the third base bag. He slides and he'll get in there safely. So Dusenberry's able to tag on the fly ball to left field from Jordan Clark. Brings up Jackson McKinney at the top of the order. McKinney has struck out swinging and been hit by a pitch. Buffalo's down by 2. 4-2 is our score. And McKinney's been able to do a lot of stuff at the plate this season. I'm not saying it's home run or bust for him here. You can try to stay sound with your fundamentals. But if McKinney were to send one out here, he's got 15 extra base hits for his first varsity home run. It'd tie the game. First pitch instead is a line drive. Return to center, up to center field. He gets past the center fielder King. Now it's off to the races for McKinney. He's booking it as he gets to second base, and the ball goes underneath the fence. That is terrible luck for Jackson McKinney because the ball got under the center fielder King's glove. And if that doesn't get behind the batter's eye in center field, that could be an inside the Parker. The field umpire is going to see where the ball went. Kind of check out for himself. It will be at least an RBI, something here for McKinney. They're going to put him over at second base. That goes down as a ground rule double. Again, I actually don't think it's a ground rule double. It's an RBI single advancing over to second on an E8. Either way, McKinney smokes one up the middle. And the Buffaloes are down by 1, 4-3. Spencer Stinchcomb with a chance to tie it up with McKinney at second base. 2 down. Polston waits, and fires. First pitch popped up and out of play. On top of the grandstand, count goes to 0-1. Again, if that ball does not get caught up in the batter's eye or wherever it went, it just disappeared.
Running scores and at the plate.
McKinney might have went all the way around. 0-1, Stinchcomb trying to come up with a big hit here. Polston trying to retire a big out. 0-1. And this one's fouled off of the catcher. And that's going to hurt. And there'll be a little bit of a moment here as the home plate umpire goes to give the catcher, Rideau, a little bit of time. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford, WE Offered Propane, Fenton Nissan and McAlester, Big John's Auto Repair, The Bank and A, First Realty, Freeze and Flare Heat and Air, Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress, and JP All-American Outdoor Contracting, LLC. Looked like he hit the top of the thigh there of Rideau on the ricochet from Spencer Stinchcomb's bat. And the count is at 0-2 with number 2 McKinney at second base. Stinchcomb is 0-2 so far today. He's grounded out to the left side of the infield twice. The 0-2, McKinney takes off. The pitch is high. The throw down to third is off of the third base back. It rolls into foul territory. McKinney's going to try to score. Here's the throw from the shortstop, and he slides under the tag. McKinney ties up this game with a steal of third. And on the E2, he comes around to tie it up 4-4, and it's a brand new ball game. McAlester puts up a 3 spot so far in the bottom of the 4th inning. It was a close play. The shortstop Washburn made it a play. But McKinney in there just in the lick of time. Here's the 1-2 with the bases clear to Stinchcomb. Slow roller. That will roll foul. Count remains at 1-2. So after all that McAlester has struggled with, 3 errors so far in this game and the 6 hit by pitches, a walk or 2, they've been able to erase that and make it a 4-4 game. The pitch, fouled straight back, and Stinchcomb continues to battle. Count still at 1-2. And lights completely on over here at Mike Deak Field. They're even on over at the softball field that neighbors Mike Deak Field. Count at 1-2. Polston still looking for the K. The pitch. Won't get it on that one. Missed outside. Stinchcomb. Good eye. Protective at the plate. Deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 down for the second baseman, Stinchcomb. Can he start another rally here? Denver Durant's on deck with 2 doubles. 2-2. That one misses low and outside. Ball 3. Nice battle here from Spencer Stinchcomb. This will be pitch number 8, if I'm not mistaken. Polston, the payoff. Called outside corner, strike 3. Got Stinchcomb looking. He's not happy with it. He'll go to the dugout. But McAlester ties up the game with a 3 spot in the bottom of the 4th inning, fueled by the big hit from Jackson McKinney. As it's 4-4 heading to the top of the 5th inning, you're listening to McAlester Baseball on KNED.
So, checking accounts. There seems like a ton to choose from, right? I was looking for one that didn't charge monthly fees, with bounce protection, and had mobile banking. I found the Bank NA. The Bank NA has been voted #1 for 10 years in a row in the McAlester News Capital's Reader's Choice Awards. The bonus is that they're local, so the money stays in town. Call 918-423-2265 or go in to find what you need in checking options. The Bank NA. Strong, secure, and ready to loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
For more than 50 years, First Realty has helped the residents of McAlester and the surrounding area with their real estate needs. Whether residential or commercial, First Realty will guide you through the process of buying or selling your home or business. You can view our property inventory online at first-realty.net. We update our listings daily. And don't forget, if you're into pickleball, the Pickle Palace is open. If you have questions, give us a call at 918-423-3122.
Ready for a home run in comfort? Freeze and Flare Heat and Air LLC is always ready to step up to the plate. Whether it's beating the summer heat or staying warm through the winter chill, they're your go-to team for fast, reliable HVAC service. From quick repairs to expert installations, they ensure your home stays comfortable year-round. Don't despair or let your comfort sit on the bench. Call Freeze and Flare Heat and Air and keep your home out of the trench. We're licensed, bonded, and insured. Mechanical license number 001444485. And with our convenient online booking, it's never been easier to get the comfort you deserve.
We played 4 full here at McAlester, and the Buffaloes, after playing catch-up from pretty much the entirety of this game, have now finally caught up. It is 4-4 as we head to the top of the 5th inning. The Midwest City Bombers now head to the dish with the middle of their order up. It is Caden Fixico, Jesse Bain, Brandon Dixon. Fixico has gone 0-for-2. He was in the middle of an 0-2 count before a pickoff led to an out, but also led to a run. First pitch to the lefty, misses low for ball 1. Again, Gavin Brumley entered in the 4th inning. A run was scored. That ended up going down as a unearned run. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Hard hit ground ball right side. Stinchcomb fields cleanly, throws on the run over to first base in time for out number 1. Second pitch of the inning leads to a 4-6 ground out and brings up Jesse Bain, who is 1-for-1 with a walk and a single. Stinchcomb's got a lot of action so far today, including a slick 4-6-3 double play that he had. Those just now joining us, it is 4-4, top of the 5th, 1 down, nobody on for the righty Bain. First pitch to Bain goes with the curveball that bounces off the plate like a basketball, ball 1. Wind hasn't let up. It shouldn't let up for, I think, the next couple of days here. But again, this is now just a 2-day festival for the 5A shootout. There's the 1-0. And back to the zone, delayed strike call there for Gavin Brumley. Count evens up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, Bain was not a returning starter from a year ago. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Curveball just missed. I'll get a better look on the replay in just a moment. Trying to live on the outside corner was Brumley. He toes the rubber right back. 2 balls, 1 strike. Next pitch, swing and a miss for strike 2. Count evens up, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and I saw on the video screen that was a pretty good pitch from Brumley. Probably should have had the strike on the previous pitch. But he answered back with a swing and a miss. Count now at 2-2, looking for his second strikeout of the day. Righty Brumley gives the big nod to McKinney. Winds and deals the 2-2. Curveball, chases out after it. Chopper down the third base side. It will roll fair, throw over to first base. And Lavis can't pick it out. I think it's an infield single anyway. And as Duesenberry was charging, it was riding that third base line. And that's a tough call that he has to make there. Does he let it keep on rolling with it being that close to the line, or does he try to make the play? Duesenberry elected to try to make the play, and it's an infield single by Jesse Bain. He is now 2-for-2, and it brings up Brandon Dixon. Now Bain represents the go-ahead run for the Bombers in the top of the 5th inning with 1 down. First pitch, the new batter. In the zone, strike 1. Dixon has been hit by a pitch with the bases loaded for an RBI. And he also reached on an error. Not much of a lead at first base. Long pause for Brumley, now the 0-1. This one's popped up and out of play. Count will go to 0-2 quickly here on Brandon Dixon. Oh, 0-2. The pitch. This is up and outside. Ball 1. So again, the Bombers have successfully scored in every inning so far. They've been able to manufacture a couple of those runs. They've only had 4 hits. They've had 4 runs on 4 hits. 1-2. and fouls us off of the foot of McKinney, that right foot. Trying to protect that high pitch. Count stays at 1-2. So Coach Vodka has been able to do a good job of taking McAllister's miscues and turning them into runs. Again, 7 combined 3 passes, not including the 3 errors. So 10 overall. Here's the 1-2 from Gavin Brumley. Curveball, swing and a miss. Hold the string, strike 3. Big K from Brumley. It's his second one of the day. Dixon was sitting fastball. And he was way out in front to bring up Jeremiah Jackson. Jackson's the second baseman. He's gone 0 for 1. He has struck out swinging himself and walked. Runner at first, 2 down. Pickoff over to first base. Back in safely is Bain. Buffalo's trying to force the Bombers to go scoreless for the first time today. Clouds have started to move their way on into the area a little bit here, but nothing going to threaten tonight's game. First pitch outside, pops out of the glove, but not far enough for Bain to take second. 4-4 if you're just now joining us. Buff scored 1 in the third and 3 in the fourth to answer Midwest City's 1 in each inning. 1-0. Pops this one off of the grandstand's netting. Now the count's at 1-1. Like I said, we encourage you to greatly come on out to the 5A shootout. If you want to catch a baseball tonight, you still can. And all day tomorrow. Plenty of seating over here at Mike Deak Field, one of the best sites to watch a baseball game, especially at the high school level in all of Oklahoma. 1-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Can Brumley get back-to-back Ks here? It is Brumley and Jeremiah Jackson. McAlester will have the meat of their order coming up when they grab a bat in the bottom of the 5th. Brumley, the 1-2 pitch. Fly ball, left field. Judkins coming in. Makes the catch on the run. Good beat by Blake. And that'll be out number 3. Buffaloes hold the Bombers scoreless in the top half of the 5th. Yet to the bottom half of the inning with McAlester looking for their first lead of the game. You're listening to McAlester Baseball here on KNED.
You know how long I've been waiting for this?
Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress is now having their Mega Tax Refund Sale. All in-stock furniture and mattresses drastically reduced. We're talking huge savings here. Get the new furniture that you have been waiting for. No credit needed or up to 18 months interest-free financing. Don't miss this tax refund mega sale. Free local delivery. Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress. 5 South 5th Street, McAlester. Go Buffs! Celebrating 10 years of excellence. JP All-American Outdoor Contracting and Construction is your trusted partner for expert tree removal, high-end fences, decks, and custom construction. Serving Oklahoma with quality, safety, and reliability. We're here to transform your property. From emergency tree services to dream builds, we do it all. Call today for a free consultation and experience the difference. 910-568-8770.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Heading to the bottom of the 5th inning, McAlester has built up some momentum, and they're looking for their first lead of the game. McAlester has had quite a bit of comeback wins this year, and they're looking for another one here. They trailed 4-1 at one point. They came back and tied it up 4-4, and Denver Durant will continue to try to be that guy. He has gone 2 for 2 today with 2 doubles, including an RBI double. Both of them have been one-hoppers off the wall. I think both of them have been with 0-2 counts on them. So it's Noah Polston against Denver Durant. First pitch of the bottom of the 5th. Chops this one to the upper part of the field, and it's into the outfield turf. First pitch swinging is Denver Durant. As shifting over to the right side was Jackson at second base, and Denver Durant is the shift beater there. Was able to hop one into the center field turf, and now McAlester has the go-ahead run on the base paths, and Denver Durant with a 3-for-3 day so far. Gunnar Hodgel looking for his first hit of the ball game. He has struck out swinging and been hit by a pitch. It's McAllister's 6th hit of the game. Not much of a lead at first base by Durant. Showing bunt is Hodgel. And he gets it down the first base line. It will roll. It'll be a successful sac bunt for Hodgel as advancing over to second base is Denver Durant. So the go-ahead run is in scoring position for Cole Labus. That's a 3 unassisted sac bunt by Hodgel. Labus has gone 1 for 2. He has singled and flown out to center field. Labus coming into today batting .393, just a hair under 400 with a .486 on base percentage. Team leader in RBI with 20 of them. Batting .440 with runners in scoring position. That is good for second on the team behind Gunnar Hodgel. First pitch to Labus. Looks like off speed that missed above the letters for ball 1. Labus has also worked 10 walks this year. He's just been stellar junior batter for the Buffs this season. Sophomore Durant at second base. Next pitch is popped up and out of play for strike 1. One thing about Labus is he does not put the ball on the ground all that often. I'm not saying that he doesn't ever do it, but it's the lowest on the team at 27% ground ball percentage, which means he hits a lot of line drives and every once in a while a lot of fly balls. 1-1. And here's a line drive right center field. This one will go straight into the glove of the center fielder King. And again, that was smoked by Labus. But King with a good beat, able to make the catch for out number 2. Couldn't find the gap there. And that brings up Blake Judkins with a chance to give McAlester the lead here in the bottom of the 5th. 2 down with Durant at second. Brings up Judkins, who is 0 for 1. He struck out looking and been hit by a pitch. And the ball that hit him rocked the dome. It hit him on the ear flap of the helmet back in the previous inning. He kick-started that 3-run inning for McAlester. First pitch to Judkins. Fastball missing high, ball 1. By the way, Polston is still in for his 5th inning of work. This is the Bombers' first game of the festival as well. Now it's pitch number 78 for Polston. 1-0. Back in the zone, strike 1 call to Judkins. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Judkins looking for RBI number 9 here. Buffalo's 180 feet away from having their first lead. Looking for stuff in the bottom of the order so far. They've had 1 hit from the 6 through 9 hole. Runner takes off. The pitch is a called strike. They'll hold the ball, and in there without a throw is Denver Durant. So the count goes to 1-2 on Blake Judkins, looking to be defensive up there while looking for a base knock. Only hit from the 6 through 9 hole batters has been Parker Dusenberry, and RBI has come from Gavin Brumley on a ground out. 1-2. Thought about chasing the high pitch. He laid off. The count runs to even at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down in the bottom of the 5th. Go ahead run 90 feet away. Pivotal moment here in the 5th. 2-2 from Polston. Check swing, roller down the third base line. Picked up by the catcher Rideau. Throws to first in time for out number 3. Judkins tried to battle it off. Instead, he grounded it fair. And the catcher Rideau is able to take in front of the plate and throw out Judkins for out number 3. But we're still tied 4-4 as we head to the top of the 6th inning. You're listening to McAlester Baseball on KNED.
Since 1952, W.E. Alford Propane has been your source for propane and petroleum products, both residential and commercial. W.E. Alford Propane serves eastern and southeastern Oklahoma with locations in the Eufaula area, McAlester, Shakota, Wilburton, Hartshorn, and Muskogee, just to name a few. If you need propane or petroleum products, there's only one number to call, 918-423-3121. Call today. W.E. Alford Propane, serving the area for 70 years.
Wow, Nissan has so many models to choose from.
This Pathfinder looks just right.
Wait a second, Maddie, isn't that a family car?
Absolutely.
What? I'm gonna be an aunt?
Come to Fenton Nissan and get a 2025 Pathfinder, and we'll throw in a Fenton family deal this season.
This deal applies even if you're an aunt, uncle, or just you.
And don't forget to tell them Maddie sent ya. Finn Nissan is your best deal dealer. Shop us online now at finnnissan.com.
Big John's Auto Repair is here to help. We'll fix it right. We offer diagnostics, AC servicing, and engine repair. We make car trouble vanish like magic. We can prevent breakdowns and keep your car moving with regular maintenance. Same great service and friendly faces. Stop in today for all your car repair needs. Big John's Auto Repair, located at 325 Northeast Electric in Krebs.
We played 5 full. It's a 4-4 game. Top of the 6th inning, the Midwest City Bombers and the McAlester Buffaloes knotted up at 4 apiece. And for the first time, neither team scored in an inning, as it'll be Gavin Brumley in for his 3rd inning of work. Looks like he will be taking on the 8-9-1 batters in Noah Polston, Mason Gamble, and Lincoln King. Polston has gone 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts, one of them being a double play ball, but that was very close to getting past Stinchcomb and scoring a couple of runs. Here's the first pitch to Polston, and he swings and misses that one down in the turf for strike 1. Nice pitch to get Polston to chase from Gavin Brumley. You can see the sun kind of setting. It's almost reminiscent of the opening scene of The Lion King, except the sun's going the opposite way. Just hanging over the horizon behind the trees, behind the McAlester concession stand. Count is 0-1 and the pitch from Brumley. Curveball this time. No dice on the chase from Noah Polston. Count evens up at 1-1. And we were told from our board operator here today, Derek James, that there actually are some rain droplets in the sky right now. As here's the 1-1. It's a line drive up the middle, and it's a one-hopper into Jordan Clark for a leadoff single. Nice strike by Noah Polston. And the go-ahead run is on the base paths for the Bombers with nobody out and Mason Gamble at the plate. So you're starting to see a little bit darker clouds. I don't know if you guys can see it because obviously that's on the video stream, but for us here at Mike Deak Field, you can see some of those darker clouds popping on up. There's some sprinkles around Ada right now that it's moving, I believe, eastward. We might be getting some sprinkles here and there, but it shouldn't affect today's game all that much. Showing bunt, charging in, pick off over to first. And back in safely with the slide and dive is Polston. Gamble's over 2 with 2 Ks today, so he would be someone that might lay down a bunt here to get a guy into scoring position for Lincoln King, who's been hot. He shows bunt, can't get it down as he fouls it off to the right for strike 1. King has seen the ball well so far. He's 1 for 1. He's been hit by a pitch twice. But King last year also had an RBI single. Dusenberry playing way in. About 45 feet away from the batter right now. We're waiting. The 0-1. Pulled back. Pitch misses outside for ball 1. Dusenberry's playing in such a way that he's thinking to himself, there's no way this guy isn't going to bunt. If he were to take the bunt off and slash, that might affect Dusenberry's life. Shows bunt again. Gets it down. It's a good one. In front of Brumley. Brumley fills with the bare hand. Throws the first and he airmails it. It's an error, the 4th one of the day for the Buffaloes. Advancing up 90 extra feet will be the Bombers. They're going to hold the runner up at third base. As the throw gets back in over to Brumley beyond the third base line, and that's now the 2nd consecutive game with 4+ errors by the Buffaloes. They've had 9 errors the past 2 games. He kind of slipping was Brumley as he barehanded the ball, and as he tried making his throw, it airmailed on Cole Lavis. That's the best solution. That's the best possible outcome you could have for the Bombers there, because it puts runners at 2nd and 3rd and nobody out. In a tie game, 4-4. First pitch to Lincoln King. Curveball outside corner called strike 1. King is 1 for 1. On deck, Terrence Rideau is 1 for 1 with an RBI single. Infield comes in on the infield turf, trying to keep that runner where he's at third base. 0-1 from Brumley. Curveball, swing and a miss. He went around, strike 2, tried to hold back. I think that would have been a strike called anyway. Count now at 0-2. Strikeout would be huge here of Lincoln King, who has reached base safely every time. Brumley gets a sign from McKinney. And the 0-2 pitch. Got him! Swing and a miss for strike 3. Tried to wave at a low outside bender late. Couldn't do so, and he's down on 3 pitches. Out number 1. That's a big first out. Brumley needs 2 more. Again, Rideau has not been retired today. He's been hit by a pitch, RBI single, and a walk. Infield staying in on the infield turf. Runners at second and third, 1 down, tie game 4-4 in the top of the 6th. Brumley deals. Curveball misses neck level. Ball 1. Feel like it's been a little while since McAlester has played completely under the lights here, but it makes for a good view on the YouTube stream. Here's the 1-0 from Brumley. Fastball right by him, strike 1 on the swing. Now it goes to 1-1. Brumley's been a lot off-speed heavy here, so then he revved up the fastball and got past Rideau. Good call there from pitching coach Troy Meadows. Trying to keep the batter off balance. And time is called by Rideau as soon as Brumley started his return to a pause. Wind hasn't been blowing as hard as it was earlier today, but that doesn't mean that's not still blowing out hard to left field. 1-1. Curveball, line drive, right field. It is dove for. He made another great catch. That's Gunnar Hodgel taking one away from Terrence Rideau. Tagging up and scoring will be the Bombers. But Gunnar Hodgel is just a walking highlight reel. Take flight, Mr. Hodgel. Bombers take the lead, but it could have been a lot worse. And that's out number 2. Hodgel is playing a different kind of game than everyone else right now. That is the second catch this week where he has gone full extension to bring in a catch. Tagging up and scoring was Noah Polston, so it is 5-4. Bombers take the lead, but instead of 2 runs scoring, it's just 1. Runner at second base for James Washburn. First pitch to Washburn. Fastball in there, strike 1. If the Buffaloes can keep this at a 1-run game, that would be a massive success considering how this inning has started. Still got to get past the 3-hole batter in Washburn. 0-1. Line drive, left center field, won't do it. Gaps it in, it'll be extra bases, another run will score. Clark grabs it on the warning track, fires it into his cutoff man Durant, and it's an RBI double for James Washburn. Nice smoke show by Washburn. It's his first hit of the day, an RBI double. And it's now 6-4, Midwest City on top of McAlester. And Coach Mullins wants to say that, hey, maybe this guy didn't tag third base. And he didn't. He didn't touch third base. Coming around was Mason Gamble. He did not touch third base as he was coming in to score. Home plate umpire caught that. So did Coach Mullins. He said, well, I'm going to peel over to third. It's still 5-4. So it is a double by James Washburn, but not touching the third base bag on his way around was Gamble. And scoring was no one on that hit. So it's 5-4. It's still a 1-run game. That might loom large for the Bombers down the stretch. As of right now, McAlester down to their final 6 outs. We head to the home half of the 6th. McAlester trailing 5-4 here on KNED.
So, checking accounts. There seems like a ton to choose from, right? I was looking for one that didn't charge monthly fees, with bounce protection, and had mobile banking. I found the Bank NA. The Bank NA has been voted #1 for 10 years in a row in the McAlester News Capital's Reader's Choice Awards. The bonus is that they're local, so the money stays in town. Call 918-423-2265 or go in to find what you need in checking options. The Bank NA. Strong, secure, and ready to loan. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
For more than 50 years, First Realty has helped the residents of McAlester and the surrounding area with their real estate needs. Whether residential or commercial, First Realty will guide you through the process of buying or selling your home or business. You can view our property inventory online at first-realty.net. We update our listings daily. And don't forget, if you're into pickleball, the Pickle Palace is open. If you have questions, give us a call at 918-423-3122.
Ready for a home run in comfort? Freeze and Flare Heat and Air LLC is always ready to step up to the plate. Whether it's beating the summer heat or staying warm through the winter chill, they're your go-to team for fast, reliable HVAC service. From quick repairs to expert installations, they ensure your home stays comfortable year-round. Don't despair or let your comfort sit on the bench. Call Freeze and Flare Heat and Air and keep your home out of the trench. We're licensed, bonded, and insured. Mechanical license number 0014445. And with our convenient online booking, it's never been easier to get the comfort you deserve.
So with a little help, the McAlester Buffaloes only gave up 1 run in the top of the 6th inning. It was set up to be a lot more. A diving catch by Gunnar Hodgel, his second one of the week. And also not tagging that third base on the way around from second on a double from James Washburn was a bomber. So it's just 5-4 instead of 6-4 or even more. We head to the home half of the 6th. McAlester looking to start a rally here. 7, 8, 9 hole batters. Parker Dusenberry has the only hit from the bottom of the order so far, from the 6 through 9 batters, looking for another one. He's hit the ball hard twice. He's lined out to left and singled. We have a new pitcher onto the mound for the Bombers. This call to the bullpen brought to you by Barlow Built Performance and Automotive, your full-service automotive and transmission repair shop. 2201 North Main Street, McAlester, open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 918-318-0323. And this one we do have on the video stream. You can see Gunnar Hodgel's catch if you want to go back and watch it on the video stream. Caught it in the right center alleyway. But our new pitcher is Aiden Smith. He comes from the dugout onto the mound. From the mound over to second base goes Noah Polston. And Jeremiah Jackson seems to be out of the game. Just able to find him on the field as the first pitch is going to be swung on and missed for strike 1 by Dusenberry. And it looks like a little bit of a sidearm action here for Aiden Smith. So a different release point than what a lot of Buffaloes are used to. Here's another pitch outside corner quickly. The count goes to 0-2 on Dusenberry. Yeah, that's a sidearm release here for Aiden Smith. Full-on sidearm. The way he starts off his throw, it almost looks like he's going to go submarine. Here's the 0-2. Slaps after it. Comes in as Bain. Bain makes the grab. Fires over to first base. And the nice stretch at first base by Thixigo gets out number 1. 5-3 ground out brings up Gavin Brumley, who has grounded out twice. Once to the second baseman and an RBI ground out to the third baseman, Bain. And the way that he starts, after he works out the stretch, and after he lifts up the leg, his arm motion looks like he's about to go submarine, all the way down low. Then he kind of lifts up the arm a little bit and goes sidearm. So it's thrown off the perception here for the batters. First pitch, fastball inside corner, strike 1 to Brumley, and he's fired in nothing but strikes so far. 4 pitches, 4 strikes from Aiden Smith from the bullpen. 0-1 pitch. And there's his first ball. Down low, ball 1. Buffalo's down 5-4. 1 down, nobody on, bottom of the 6th inning. One, hard hit, ground ball up the middle, base knock for Gavin Brumley. It's a 1-out single for Brumley. As the pitcher's able to help out his own cause here, get to first base to bring up Jordan Clark, who is flown out to the third baseman, Bain, and also to the left fielder, Gamble. Might be interesting to see what Jordan Clark might do here. Again, he has the only bunt single so far this season. Does he try to bunt for a hit here? Does he just sacrifice, or does he swing away? First pitch shows bunt. Can't get it down. Pops it up instead, but just past the diving glove of Rideau behind home plate. Count goes to 0-1. That's one thing that the Buffaloes have just really struggled at this year. I mean, we mentioned that this is the 25th game of the year for the Buffaloes. They've only laid down 5 sack bunts this entire season. That's one thing that they have just struggled with. They were a better hitting team than they've been the last couple of seasons, but they're just not getting the bunts down. We'll see if it's still on. It's not. The 0-1 is swung on and missed for strike 2. And Clark goes down on the count 0-2. Jackson McKinney is on deck. He's 1 for 2 with the strikeout, a hit by pitch, and an RBI single. Brumley looking for a big jump. The 0-2 instead is missing outside. And count goes to 1-2. Brumley's kind of hopping back and forth between his secondary and back to the first base bag over here. Count now 1-2. Stepping off and getting right back on here is Smith. 1-2 pitch. And just missing. Nice eye by Clark to lay off at the last second. Count goes to even at 2-2. Clark looking to battle here. Wanted to hand off the torch to McKinney. 2-2 pitch. Pops this one up. Wind might bring it back in. It won't. Looks like lays down in the concrete over here next to the press box. Clark still battling at 2-2. Here in the 5A shootout opener for the Buffaloes, they trail by 1 to the Midwest City Bombers, a former district opponent. 2-2. He went around. I think it would have been strike 3 anyway, but he went around, was underneath the pitch 2, and that's strike 3. Brings up the top of the order in Jackson McKinney. He had the big hit back in the 4th inning. Didn't tie up the game, but it brought McAlester within 1 run, but he stole third, led to a throwing error that got him home to tie it up. Since then, Midwest City has retaken the lead. Can he get the big hit here to move it on over to Spencer Stinchcomb? Stepping off, here is Smith. Brumley's been trying to get a good jump over first base. He's kind of been shuffling back and forth. For Brumley this season, he has 1 stolen base. He's also been picked off once. Does he try to take second here? Not yet. Pitch misses low for ball 1. I know the Buffaloes would love to get Brumley into scoring position. He just hasn't had a lot of chances to be able to swipe bags. Again, only 1 stolen bases here. He's been looking for that jump, though. Smith comes set. No takeoff. The 1-0 is lined. Left field. Base knock for McKinney. Rounding second, taking a big turn is Brumley. But McKinney moves him into scoring position for Spencer Stinchcomb.
Brumley to second.
So I think it goes without saying this is McAllister's biggest at-bat of the game to this point. Spencer Stinchcomb has gone 0 for 3. It's the first time he's facing Aiden Smith. Stinchcomb has grounded out to the shortstop, to the third baseman, and struck out looking. By the way, Polston is set up for the win right now. Aiden Smith, if you were to go the next 4 outs and keep McAllister from scoring, that'd be a 6-out save. First pitch. Fouls it straight back for strike 1. Stinchcomb last year against the Bombers was 0 for 3 in his first at-bats, kind of like he was today, with a ground out to short, a strikeout, and a ground out to third. Exactly what he did today so far. In his final at-bat, he had a single. Will history repeat itself? 0-1 pitch. Line drive up the middle, it will! Rounding third is McKinney. He will score. We've got a tie game in Mactown. Taking second base is Stinchcomb. And it's an RBI line drive from the senior. History repeats itself. And it's 5-5. Smoke that one up the middle. And we're knotted up again for Denver Durant. And here's the question, do they pitch to Durant? They will not. They wouldn't dare. Durant is 3 for 3 today with 2 doubles, including an RBI, one of them. And now the bases are loaded for Gunnar Hodgel. 5-5. Bases loaded alert brought to you by Pop's Kettle Corn. Choose your flavor of kettle corn at Pop's Kettle Corn in Old Town. And looking for the big pop is Gunnar Hodgel. He is 0 for 1 today. He has struck out swinging, been hit by a pitch, and laid down a sac bunt. First pitch to Hodgel. He's swinging. He's fouling it off for strike 1. If the Buffaloes can get that run from third to score in Jackson McKinney, the Bombers will be down to their final 3 outs in the top of the 7th. Clutch hit by Spencer Stinchcomb has tied us up in the bottom of the 6th inning. We've had a great game today. Smith delivers. Here's a line drive in the air, caught. Softly hit to the shortstop Washburn, who makes the catch for out number 3. But Spencer Stinchcomb has knotted us at an even 5-5 as we head to the 7th inning. You're listening to McAlester Baseball here on KNED.
Ready for a home run and comfort? Freeze and Flare Heat and Air LLC is always ready to step up to the plate, whether it's beating the summer heat or staying warm.
You know how long I've been waiting for this?
Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress is now having their Mega Tax Refund Sale. All in-stock furniture and mattresses drastically reduced. We're talking huge savings here. Get the new furniture that you have been waiting for. No credit needed or up to 18 months interest-free financing. Don't miss this tax refund mega sale. Free local delivery. Celebrating 10 years of excellence. JP All-American Outdoor Contracting and Construction is your trusted partner for expert tree removal, high-end fences, decks, and custom construction. Serving Oklahoma with quality, safety, and reliability. We're here to transform your property. From emergency tree services to dream builds, we do it all. Call today for a free consultation and experience the difference. 910-568-8770.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Since 1952, W.E. Alford Propane has been your source for propane and petroleum products, both residential and commercial. W.E. Alford Propane serves eastern and southeastern Oklahoma, with locations in the Eufaula area, McAlester, Shakota, Wilburton, Hartshorn, and Muskogee, just to name a few. If you need propane or petroleum products, there's only one number to call, 918-423-3121. Call today. W.E. Alford Propane, serving the area for 70 years.
Wow, Nissan has so many models to choose from.
This Pathfinder looks just right.
Wait a second, Maddie, isn't that a family car?
Absolutely.
What? I'm gonna be an aunt?
Come to Fenton Nissan and get a 2025 Pathfinder, and we'll throw in a Fenton family deal this season.
This deal applies even if you're an aunt, uncle, or just you.
And don't forget to tell them Maddie sent ya. Fenton Nissan is your best deal dealer. Shop us online now at fentonnissan.com.
Heading to the 7th inning. We're tied up 5-5 due to the RBI single from Spencer Stinchcomb. McAllister's were able to work a 2-out rally. Here's the first pitch to the new batter as Gavin Brumley works in another inning as he misses low to Caden Fixico. 4, 5, 6-hole batters, middle of the order up for the Bombers. Fixico 0 for 3 so far with 2 groundouts to second. So Stinchcomb's got to keep his head on the swivel after having the big hit so far to tie us up 5-5 to get us to the 7th. This 1-0 pitch misses low for ball 2. This is the 4th inning of work for Brumley. We've had some people working in the McAlester bullpen earlier, but haven't seen a lot of action since. 2-0 in there for strike 1. You've seen, I think Clark made his way to the bullpen at one point. So did, I want to say, Alford too. Here's the 2-1 pitch. There's a line drive right center field. This one will land. It's a leadoff single, maybe double. Clark gets it. They're going to try to take 2. Clark fires in from center field. Throw hits the cutoff man. It is not in time. It's a double for Caden Fixico out of the cleanup hole. And at the top of the 7th inning, the go-ahead run is in scoring position with nobody out. Jesse Bain is 2 for 2. And they're starting to see Gavin Brumley pretty well, though. Hits have been hard to come by for the Bombers, primarily against Brumley. They've only been able to score really 1 true run off the bat. I don't know if any of them have been earned either. But in the last inning, they scored, or they had 3 base hits, including 2 extra base hits. Buffaloes gifted by Gunnar Hodja with a diving play back in the top of the 6th. And also a Bomber not touching third on his way around to try to score. Showing bunt is Bain. Pitch for ball. Ooh, pretty good. Misses for ball 1. I know that looks a little bit high, but also he's kind of crouching as he's showing the bunt there, so could have easily been called a strike. Coach Vodka tells him to step out and might have given him a new sign here. Bain still showing the bunt. He could pull back. He does, and slashes. It's fouled straight back for strike 1. Coach Vodka's team has done that every once in a while. Showed a bunt. Went with it at first. Next pitch, shows it again. Tries to slash to see if someone tries to charge in. Labus comes in over on the first base side. Plays pretty shallow. Even with the third base bag is Dusenberry, the 1-1. Bunt was on. That's another good pitch. Again, he's kind of crouching when he's going for the bunt. When he pulls it back, he's still in a crouch. Those have been good pitches from Brumley, but they're going to call that one a ball as well. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two 2-1. Fastball outside corner, called strike 2. So unless you really are adamant about laying a bunt down here, I think it's going to be off. The count is 2-2. And plus, Jesse Bain is 2 for 2 today. If he continues his success from today, you take the lead. Brumley looking for the strikeout. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Outside corner, just missed. Doesn't get the strike 3 call. And the count goes to full 3-2. And Brumley has to reset after another borderline pitch just didn't go his way that time. Count full at 3-2. And the payoff. Outside corner, called strike 3. Got him looking. Lived on the outside corner. Set up a property, and that's out number 1. Brings up Brandon Dixon. Go-ahead run in scoring position for the Bombers. Top of the 7th inning. Tie game 5-5 with 1 down. Dixon has gone 0 for 2. An RBI hit by pitch. Reached on an E2 and struck out swinging. Time called. We'll reset. Leyva still playing a little bit shallow at first, but now even with the bag. First pitch. Line drive into the outfield. 1 hop over to Clark. They will keep the runner at third base as Clark's able to get to it quickly. Hits the cutoff man, the first baseman, Levis. And it's a 1-out single by Brandon Dixon. Again, they're starting to see Brumley pretty well. They had not had a lot of hits against Brumley until this last time through the lineup. That's now 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hits in the last. 4 out of the last 8 at bats, they've been able to get base hits. After having, I think, only 1 against Brumley before that point. New batter is Aiden Smith. 31 move. Runner comes off the bag. They'll throw over to first base. Now you got to watch the runner at third. They'll throw back over to second to Durant. Durant looking back the runner. Still looking him back. Still looking him back. Throws to Levis. Now the runner takes off. Levis will have to throw home. The throw at the plate is wide right, and Midwest City takes the lead. It's the second time today that McAlester has not played that right. And that's also an error. 5th one of the day for the Buffaloes. And the Bombers take a 6-5 lead. The runner advances also over to third base. Second consecutive games with 5 errors for the Buffalo defense. Puts the runner at third. Now McAlester trying to keep it at a 1-run deficit. Now they're down to their final 3 outs. Brumley will work out of the windup with Aiden Smith at the plate. Had him picked off too. Second time today that McAlester hasn't been able to get an out, or rather play that one as well as they wanted to play it. By the way, Smith is batting for Jeremiah Jackson, who's gone 0 for 2 today with a strikeout, a walk, and a line out to left. Runner at third with 1 down. Here's the pitch. Smith fouls this one off at the plate for strike 1. Smith's first at bat. When McAlester comes back up, it'll be Labus, Blake Judkins, and Parker Dusenberry. That'll be the last line of defense for the McAlester Buffaloes. Between those 3 batters, they've had 2 hits so far. Oh, 1. Fastball outside corner, called strike 2. McAlester defense is coming on in the infield turf. Count at 0-2. Brumley gives the big nod to McKinney. And the 0-2 pitch bounces in. McKinney, nice block. Keeps that runner at third base. Count now to 1-2. Polston's on deck. He's gone 1 for 3. Midwest City getting into it with the momentum. The 1-2 pitch. Curveball missed. And I know that McAlester fans have been wanting that curveball. That one looked a little bit high. McAlester fans not happy with that call. I think that one's correct just on first glance. And we have a pretty good view of letters to knees. And that one looked a little bit high. Yeah, that's high. That's not a strike. Here's the 2-2. Foul back into the glove of McKinney for strike 3. Big strikeout by Brumley. And now the defense can back on up. Got to get Noah Polston, though. He's now the second baseman. He has grounded out to the shortstop, Durant. 4-6-3 double play and singled. Runner at third. Bombers lead by 1, 6-5. 2 down, runner at third. First pitch to the righty, Polston. Curveball in there, strike 1. The 5A shootout has brought us already 3 great games. Only 1 game has been decided by more than 3 runs. Here's the 0-1. Curveball. Grounds it up. Over to Brumley, who fields. Throws to first base in time for out number 3. But the Bombers do score another run on 2 hits and an error. As the McAlester Buffaloes are down to their final 3 outs, looking to tie back up or maybe even walk this thing off. It'll be Cole Lavis, Blake Judkins, Parker Dusenberry when we return. Put those rally caps on, Buff fans. You're listening to McAlester Baseball here on KNED.
Big John's Auto Repair is here to help. We'll fix it right. We offer diagnostics, AC servicing, and engine repair. We make car trouble vanish like magic. We can prevent breakdowns and keep your car moving with regular maintenance. Same great service and friendly faces. Stop in today for all your car repair needs. Big John's Auto Repair, located at 325 Northeast Electric in Krebs.
So, checking accounts. There seems like a ton to choose from, right? I was looking for one that didn't charge monthly fees, with bounce protection, and had mobile banking. I found the Bank NA. The Bank NA has been voted #1 for 10 years in a row in the McAlester News Capital's Reader's Choice Awards. The bonus is that they're local, so the money stays in town. Call 918-423-2265 or go in to find what you need in checking options. The Bank NA. Strong, secure, and ready to loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Last chance for the Buffaloes. It's been back and forth in this game. McAlester has not had the lead yet. It is 6-5. Can they grab it for the first time and a walk-off victory? Right now, the Buffaloes just looking for 1 run to tie us up. 6-5. Cole Lavis leading things off in the bottom of the 7th inning. First pitch. In there, strike 1 from Aiden Smith, who is now in line for the win. Labus has gone 1 for 3 with a single, fly out to center, and a line out to center. Next pitch. In there, strike 2. 2 quick strikes to Cole Labus. Blake Judkins on deck. He's gone 0 for 2. Dusenberry in the hole has gone 1 for 3. Trying to fight back from an 0-2 count. Slightly open stance here for Labus, and the 0-2 pitch. Pops this one up. Into foul territory, right side. It will land out of everyone's reach. And as the sun has now almost completely set in McAlester, the Masonic Temple in the view over here, lighting on up. Over in downtown McAlester, the count 0-2. 0-2 pitch to Labus. Lines one, up the middle, base knock. McAlester has the tying run on the base paths. Labus with the leadoff single brings up Blake Judkins. Wind has shifted direction. It's blowing from center field. It keeps on shifting between center field and slightly right center field. And now coming in to hit for Blake Judkins is Jackson Morgan. So pinch hitter for the Buffaloes in Jackson Morgan. He shows bunt but pulls it back. As stepping off the rubber will be Aiden Smith. He shows bunt. Pitch, can't get it down. Fouls it off the plate for strike one. Parker Dusenberry is on deck. He's gone 1 for 3. He's hit the ball hard each time he's come up to the plate today. Buffalo's trailing 6-5. Tying run is at first base. McAlester has had more hits than the Bombers. We were told by Derek James back at the K&D studio, all sprinkles are starting to dissipate. As the next pitch misses outside, pulling back with the bunt is Morgan. Count moves to 1-1. McAlester won a classic at the Mike Deak Shootout last year against Muskogee. Looking to win another one despite the self-inflicted wounds here today. 1-1. Bunt won't go down either. That one's fouled off into the right side, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Morgan. And that's just been something that McAlester struggled with today. They are now 1 for 3 in sack bunt attempts in terms of batters. Count out 1-2. Morgan more than likely swinging away now. The pitch swings and misses for strike 3. Got him with a low pitch that would have been ball 2. And that's one down for McAlester. They're down to their final 2 outs. Brings up Parker Dusenberry. Dusenberry came in today batting .277 with 5 RBI. He's again 1 for 3 today, and he's hit the ball hard each time he's come up. Labus at first base. Takes off for second. The pitch is a ball. The throw down to second is wide right. Gets into the outfield, but staying back behind there is King. So eventually McAlester does get into scoring position. The pitch was called a ball, never a strike call from the home plate umpire. And the count is 1-0 here for Dusenberry. Base hit will tie it, more than likely. Depends on how hard Dusenberry would hit the ball or where it goes. 6-5, McAlester down by 1 down, 7th inning. Smith comes set, looks at second and deals. Big cut, swing and a miss, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, Gavin Brumley. He's on deck. He's gone 1 for 3 with an RBI. And now that there's a runner at second base, Smith is getting the pitches straight from the dugout. 1-1 pitch. Fastball, delayed strike call, but on the outside corner for strike 2. Count now to 1 ball and 2 strikes on Dusenberry. Dusenberry out of the 7-hole. Looking to battle up, down in the count 1-2. Smith with the sidearm delivery. Misses low and outside, ball 2. 2-2 the count. Wind now blowing back out to left center field. Gusts are picking back up. Right around the 25-mile-per-hour mark, it looks like. Maybe even a tad bit higher. 2-2. And a spin move. Throw over to second base. Army crawling back to the second base bag was Labus. He slipped, and that was having everyone kind of clutch their chest. He had to army crawl back over to the second base bag as he slipped on the turf, making his way back on over there. 2-2. The pitch from Smith. Found it back, staying alive, Dusenberry. By the way, if you're listening on radio and trying to keep up with this game, maybe while you're driving, or maybe you just like listening to baseball on the radio, that spin move by Smith threw off Labus, threw off everyone, because again, he kind of crouches down and spins while he's still in that crouch. Nearly got Labus out at second base on the pickoff. 2-2. Pops it up, shallow center field, could be trouble. Still coming in. It'll bounce. High bounce, taken over to third base is Labus. He will stay put there, and it will be a 1-out single for Parker Dusenberry. The winning run on the base paths. Bloop single, again playing deep over in center field was King. He was on a dead sprint from center, and it landed in that triangle.
Gavin Brumley.
brings up Gavin Brumley, and we will have a mound visit. We might be having a pitching change. We'll just take a break and see what we got going on here. 6-5 McAlester, down by 1. Runners at the corners with 1 down in the bottom of the 7th here on KNED.
For more than 50 years, First Realty has helped the residents of McAlester and the surrounding area with their real estate needs. Whether residential or commercial, First Realty will guide you through the process of buying or selling your home or business. You can view our property inventory online at first-realty.net. We update our listings daily. And don't forget, if you're into pickleball, the Pickle Palace is open. If you have questions, give us a call at 918-423-3122.
And we're back after a bloop single by Parker Dusenberry. McAlester has the winning run on the base paths. It's just a mound visit. So Gavin Brumley, who has pitched in 4 strong innings, finds his team down by 1 with a tying run 90 feet away. The winning run 270 away. 31 move, no one's moving anywhere. And the thing is, you want to get Dusenberry over to second base. If you can do so, you're 1 swing away from winning the game. Brumley deep in the box. First pitch, Dusenberry takes off. The pitch is inside. They'll throw down over to second base. It's cut off by the shortstop. Labus gets over to the third base bag. So 1 ball, no strikes. You can hear maybe from some of the fans that are sitting in the tunnel, base hit wins the game. McAlester fans are up on their feet. Infield comes in on the infield turf. 8-hole batter, Gavin Brumley up. He has gone 1 for 3 with 2 groundouts, 1 to second, 1 to third with an RBI groundout, and a single. Base hit might win it for the Buffaloes. 1-0. In the zone, outside corner, called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Called them outside. You got to swing. Go to work, Dad. Go to work.
What an opener we've had for the 5A shootout for the Buffaloes. Can they come back and win it? 1-1. Fastball called strike 2. That one looked pretty far outside, and the count goes to 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Brumley. Now having to choke up on the bat and battle up. One and 2. Smith comes set. And the pitch. Outside corner called strike 3. Got him looking. And the Buffaloes are down to their final out. Brings up to the plate Jordan Clark. Clark has gone 0 for 3. He's flown out to third, to left, and he has struck out swinging. Tying run 90 feet away. Winning run at second base. 6-5 our score. Smith trying to finish strong. First pitch swung on and missed for strike 1. Clark got a little overzealous and he swung at one out of the zone. Clark was a hero over in Latta. Had the game-winning base hit in that one. Can he hit the game-winning base hit here tonight in McAlester? The 0-1. Misses low and outside. Reaching over with his left hand and snagging it was Rideau. Count evens up 1 ball, 1 strike. Jackson McKinney's on deck, who has gone 2 for 3 with an RBI single. Smith has not walked anybody yet. 1-1 to Clark. Curveball swung on and missed, strike 2. Buffalo's down to their final strike. Clark trying to shake it off. Has to swing at anything close, but you don't want to go too far out of the zone here. Can the Buffs get 1 more hit? Smith deals. Swing and a miss for strike 3. The Buffaloes lose 6-5 tonight. Getting the swing and a miss for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts with runners at second and third to finish the game. Stellar outing by Aiden Smith to work with ice in his veins. Pump strikes and the Buffaloes fall 6-5. Had a seventh inning rally going there, but just could not finish and came up a little bit short. And that will be the end of this one. 6-5 our final. McAlester drops to 14-11 on the year, and the Midwest City Bombers win their first game in the month of April. They break a 7-game losing streak as the Buffaloes will move on into tomorrow against the Shawnee Wolves, or excuse me, not Shawnee anymore, the Lawton MacArthur Highlanders tomorrow at 10 a.m. But again, final score today, 6-5, the Buffaloes fall. We'll take a break and recap it all. When we return, you're listening to McAlester Baseball on KNED.
Ready for a home run in comfort? Freeze and Flare Heat and Air LLC is always ready to step up to the plate. Whether it's beating the summer heat or staying warm through the winter chill, they're your go-to team for fast, reliable HVAC service. From quick repairs to expert installations, they ensure your home stays comfortable year-round. Don't despair or let your comfort sit on the bench. Call Freeze and Flare Heat and Air and keep your home out of the trench. We're licensed, bonded, and insured. Mechanical license number 0014445. And with our convenient online booking, it's never been easier to get the comfort you deserve.
You know how long I've been waiting for this?
Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress is now having their Mega Tax Refund Sale. All in-stock furniture and mattresses drastically reduced. We're talking huge savings here. Get the new furniture that you have been waiting for. No credit needed or up to 18 months interest-free financing. Don't miss this tax refund mega sale. Free local delivery. Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress. 5 South 5th Street, McAlester. Go Buffs. Celebrating 10 years of excellence. JP All-American Outdoor Contracting and Construction is your trusted partner for expert tree removal, high-end fences, decks, and custom construction. Serving Oklahoma with quality, safety, and reliability. We're here to transform your property. From emergency tree services to dream builds, we do it all. Call today for a free consultation and experience the difference. 910-568-8770.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Since 1952, W.E. Alford Propane has been your source for propane and petroleum products, both residential and commercial. W.E. Alford Propane serves eastern and southeastern Oklahoma with locations in the Eufaula area, McAlester, Shakota, Wilburton, Hartshorn, and Muskogee, just to name a few. If you need propane or petroleum products, there's only one number to call, 918-423-3121. Call today. W.E. Alford Propane, serving the area for 70 years.
Wow, Nissan has so many models to choose from.
Aw, this Pathfinder looks just right.
Wait a second, Maddie, isn't that a family car?
Absolutely.
What? I'm gonna be an aunt?
Come to Fenton Nissan and get a 2025 Pathfinder, and we'll throw in a Fenton family deal this season.
This deal applies even if you're an aunt, uncle, or just you.
And don't forget to tell them Maddie sent ya. Fenton Nissan is your best deal dealer. Shop us online now at fentonnissan.com.
Big John's Auto Repair is here to help. We'll fix it right. We offer diagnostics, AC servicing, and engine repair. We make car trouble vanish like magic. We can prevent breakdowns and keep your car moving with regular maintenance. Same great service and friendly faces. Stop in today for all your car repair needs. Big John's Auto Repair, located at 325 Northeast Electric in Krebs.
Welcome back to Mike Deak Field here for the 5A Shootout, day 1 of 2 in the first game for the McAlester Buffaloes before they play 2 tomorrow. The Buffaloes fall to the Midwest City Bombers 6-5. McAlester was 4 out of their last 5 against the Bombers. That's McAllister's first loss to the Bombers since the first game of the district series, the district doubleheader with the Bombers back in 2023. But McAlester ended up falling here today 6-5. They ended up having the, looked like the tying run at third base and the winning run at second base with only 1 down, and there was back-to-back strikeouts in the 7th inning. McAlester had all 3 of their outs in the 7th inning strikeouts, and Buffaloes had, that's 3 out of their 5 strikeouts that they recorded in the 7th inning. So it was just Tough on McAlester here today. Again, they out-hit the Bombers by 3 hits. They had 11 hits to the Bombers' 5, but free passes today and errors. Errors for the second consecutive day after McAlester played probably the best game that they played in a long, long time in terms of the opponent that they played, which is Claremore, who's about to play here against Shawnee in just a moment. Best game that they played in a long, long time, and having no errors, 1 walk, 7 innings. They have now had 10 errors in the last 2 games, and that's just not a winning formula. And when you do that, you're going to have teams that are going to come back and beat you. So the Bombers, after starting off the year 10-5, lost 7 in a row. They went to 10-12, looking to break that 7-game losing streak. They do so tonight with that 6-5 win. We'll look at some more thoughts in just a moment, but let's look at your post-game stats, brought to you by Big V Feed Center. See Big V Feed Center in McAlester, Hadco Farm and Ranch in Kiowa, and Shakota Wholesale Feed Company in Shakota for your spring feeding program needs. We'll start off with the Bombers, who, like I said, improved to 11-12. Lincoln King went 1 for 2 with 2 hit by pitches and a single. Terrence Rideau went 1 for 2 with an RBI single. He was hit by a pitch and walked. James Washburn went 1 for 4 and also reached on 2 errors. Caden Fixico went 1 for 4 with a double. Jesse Bain went 2 for 3 with 2 singles. Brandon Dixon 1 for 3 with an RBI hit by pitch. Jeremiah Jackson went 0 for 2 with a walk. Aiden Smith came in to hit for him. He went 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Noah Polston went 1 for 4. And Mason Gamble went 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Looks like Smith gets the win here today. There were 8 hits by the Bombers. There were 8 strikeouts from the Bombers pitching staff between Noah Polston and Aiden Smith. Polston gets a no decision today. And 4 free passes, including 1 intentional walk and 3 errors by the Bombers today. For the McAlester Buffaloes, they dropped to 14-11 on the year. 1 through 9 looked like this. Jackson McKinney went 2 for 3 with an RBI. Spencer Stinchcomb 1 for 4 with an RBI. It's the exact same line. That's what's crazy. The exact same line of what he had last year against the Bombers. I'm talking about when he did it, how he did it, and where he hit it to. It was pretty crazy for Spencer Stinchcomb. History repeated itself tonight. Denver Durant went 3 for 3 with an RBI double, and he was also intentionally walked. He had 2 doubles today. Gunnar Hodgel went 0 for 2. Cole Labus 2 for 4. Blake Judkins 0 for 2. Jackson Morgan hit for him. He struck out swinging. Parker Dusenberry went 2 for 4 with 2 singles. Gavin Brumley 1 for 4 with an RBI ground out. And Jordan Clark 0 for 4. Buffalo's had 11 hits. Loss today goes to Gavin Brumley. Although he pitched in 4 innings, he gave up 1 earned run. 3 runs were scored against him, but only 1 of them were earned. There were 7 strikeouts between Johns and Brumley. 7 free passes given up, including 6 hit by pitches. I think that Brumley only issued 1 walk, and the rest of them were, I think if I'm saying right here, yeah, there's only 3. I'm missing 1. Actually, I think I'm missing a couple. Yeah, I'm missing a couple here. It looks like there were 9 free passes given up by the Buffaloes today. I was missing a couple here on my look through here. So there was 3 walks by McAlester, 6 hit by pitches. I believe I'm saying the right thing. I could be completely off. I was just trying to do this in a hurry. But I do know that McAlester had 5 errors today, and that's the second consecutive game where they have kicked the ball around 5 times. So it's something that they're going to need to fix, obviously. And when you look at the 6 runs that McAlester gave up today, half of them were earned. So it's something that they'll have to clean up and they get ready for a couple of pretty good teams tomorrow. Lawton MacArthur, they lost today to Tahlequah. I think the score was around 10-4 was the final. And then they play Carl Albert, which is the defending 5A state champion. So you're going to have to play a whole lot better than you played the last couple of games if you want to be competitive in a festival where a lot of these teams, at least half of these teams, might be making it to the state tournament. So we'll see if they can do so. Again, they have to be better on the mound, too, in terms of just throwing strikes. Brumley started to be hit off of a little bit better in his last couple of innings, and he was able to buckle down and make some tough pitches when he needed to, and that's also what you need from your pitchers. I think Brumley did a great job. Johns, if he can get into a rhythm, he's going to be tough to hit, but it's just getting him into that rhythm. But also, McAlester Stevens has got to pick up their pitchers, and we'll see if they can do that tomorrow when they have 2 games scheduled, 10 a.m. and 4:45. So McAlester does have the early game tomorrow, so that one will start on time at 10 a.m. That will be on the video stream and also on the radio side as well. So one final time, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford at WE Alford Propane, Fenton Nissan at McAlester, Big John's Auto Repair, The Bank & A, First Realty, Freeze and Flare Heat and Air, Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress, and JP All-American Outdoor Contracting, LLC. First pitch time today was 6:08. Final pitch time was 8:31. So we had a total game time of 2 hours and 23 minutes. A big thank you to our board operator, Mr. Derek James, as well as Austin Wheat on the camera this evening, afternoon. We'll have Nate Brown back on the camera tomorrow. And thank you, the listener, for spending your Thursday night with us as well. One final time for Mike Deak Field here for Day 1, Game 1 of the 5A Shootout for the McAlester Buffaloes. It was the Midwest City Bombers 6 and the McAlester Buffaloes 5. Until tomorrow when McAlester plays 2, this is Brandon Green saying don't just have a great night. Have a Buffalo night, everybody. Night-night, Harper.